and then game happened.
Woohoo!
Alright, so when we last left off, you had all been visited by the visions of the shadow demon you had hired in order to figure out what the fuck was going on with this army, how big it was, etc., etc. And what you found was a large but like rather malnourished horde who were preparing to begin marching again at dawn. And so Clementine sent out 4 messages: one to Onyx, the nymph you had met previously that day, one to Grub to tell you to come get us the fuck out of here, one to Alexander, and another to Auntie.
Yes, and I think one to Badu as well.
Yes. All right. And then, as you awoke, the sun, like a sun sinking sensation, grew in all of your hearts. That if you had to hazard a guess, it's gonna take 5 days before the army marches on like Badu's village at the very least, and then it will start scouring the rest of the village, the rest of the Hell Jungle. So that's bad.
Do I have this realization before or after I send Badu's message?
After. You had sent them that night, and this just sort of pops into all of your heads in the morning. You know how it is. You wake up, you start making your food, and you're like, oh man, I hope Grub gets here soon. We gotta get out of here because that army is gonna destroy everything in its path.
Really, really fast.
Pressure's on.
So I thought we did send a message to Badu.
Yes, you did send a message to Badu, but like you had not at the point you had sent the message, you did not have the knowledge that he had 5 days to like get his shit and get out. I mean, you'll be flying to him in a few hours, probably.
That is what is happening currently in the party.
Show me your meme, foo.
Shit.
Yeah. Good use of mine.
Shit.
Yep, that's about it. Let me look at all of Grub's weird devices. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sorry about that. My Adobe Acrobat shot itself. It's good now.
Oh, good.
Okay. So, you send out the messages. When you wake up in the morning, a little bird flies to camp, and it has a message wrapped around its leg.
Hello, baby.
And it just sort of like gestures the leg towards you, Clementine.
I give him a little scratch on the head. Take the letter.
It flies off.
Thank you.
The letter is written in Druidic. You must not let any of your companions see this, or it will make the bond.
I will eat the letter.
No, it's fine. You just don't teach anyone Druidic, or else you get kicked out of the Druid Order forever. But you read it, and it's just a letter from Onyx that just says, "Find a natural pool of water. We need to talk."
All right. I crumple up the note, stuff it in my pocket.
What's that?
Message from Onyx. She needs us to find a pool of water so we can speak to her. Natural pool of water. We can't just empty a water skin.
Isn't there a spell that finds water?
It is, but I have not prepared it.
Womp womp.
Wah, wah, wah.
There's got to be locate water. Okay, so I see locate creature. It's like a level 0 spell.
There's no direction. Create water.
Well, we're in a jungle, so Yeah, at the very least, a puddle should be readily available somewhere.
This is true.
Absolutely.
Just a matter of like actually finding it. You know what? I'm just gonna invent a level 1 druid and cleric spell. Find water.
Sweet. Beautiful.
Fuck
I
it.
cast it.
Well, you gotta wait for an hour to ask Gaia to swap your spells around.
Pretty please.
Please, please, please. And Gaia is like, what? I gotta roll out of bed and do this for you, you son of a bitch.
Like, I know, I promise I'll make it up to you.
You
I
just
promise.
prepared these spells 5 minutes ago, and now you
I
need a
know.
different one?
I know, I changed my mind. I'm sorry.
You come into my house, you never call,
sorry.
you never write,
I call a lot. I call like every day, Gaia.
and you only come here when you need me to... Anyway.
I hug a tree.
Gaia is an overbearing grandmother. But where is the joke? Anyway.
Is there a spell locate joke?
Oh, yes, it's bard only.
Damn.
It will find you the nearest innuendo based on whatever it is it just heard.
I'm gonna remember this.
That's very important. I never said it was going to be a good joke. I will make it, like, if you play a bard and you take the locate joke spell, I will help you come up with jokes. They'll be shitty jokes, but they will be there. There will be a humorous juxtaposition. Anyway. Yeah. So, it's going to take Grub a couple hours to come out and get you. So, you spend the hour, you prepare the spell, you cast the spell.
I would say I'd probably just like spend that hour looking for a puddle instead of. I do not think it will take me an hour to find a puddle.
I mean, if
Yeah, I would think they wouldn't take it hard to find a puddle in the jungle.
I mean, if you guys want to go wandering around the hell jungle on your own, away from your safe campsite in the hell jungle that is being scoured by hyena men, go for it.
Fair. I'm going to do a small circle around the perimeter of our campsite.
Okay. Make a survival roll. Wait, there's a spell called Keef Addiction? What even?
What is a keef?
I don't know. Okay.
Jesus.
It's like a Gia spell, except the only command is use Keef.
27?
Okay, Jesus. All right. So you put your hand to the ground and you start communing with the earth because I forget you're a druid and like that's your whole thing. And yeah, you can like hear the waterways moving on. If you follow the trail, of water, it will eventually come to a pool of collected water. Eventually.
Beautiful. I will do that.
Do you go
All
alone,
right,
or do you ask everyone else to come with you?
I think I found the way to some water. Does someone want to be my buddy?
Oh, yep. I'll follow Clementine.
Okay. So Holt and Clementine head off into the woods. You were immediately beset upon by dinosaurs. No.
God damn it! I turned into a bird. Sorry, Holt.
Sorry, Holt. Later.
No, you should make friends with the dinosaurs.
You can do that. So you start going, and like it takes a while. It takes like 10 minutes, and you find a pool of water. Everybody, you two make a perception check.
Do you guys remember from Jurassic Park what they used?
That's a really general question.
No, what they used to lure out the T-Rex.
A goat, but Toby's in the ship. Bitch!
For perception,
14?
8.
What the fuck? Sorry, I was looking up a creature that is apparently way stronger in Pathfinder than it was in 3.5. Oops. What was
Is
once
it halflings?
No, what was once a CR8 menace is now a CR21 fairy goddess.
Nice.
Cool.
who
Same.
captures any creature within 30 feet in a bacchanalian rapture, causing them to irresistibly dance and probably fuck.
Same.
Bacchanalian raptures with just dance aren't quite the same.
Is this a bad thing?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I failed to see the issue.
I'm just saying, like, it's just like, okay, so I figured it's a creature that does this, and I looked it up, and it was like, nope, too strong, too strong. There is probably a different fae that is the type that I'm looking for, but let's not worry about that. So yeah, you reach a point where the water collects, and it's just a little
Beautiful.
spring.
I will sit down cross-legged in front of it, look into the pool. Onyx?
The pool's surface shimmers and goes dark, and what remains there is an image of Onyx, like looking up at you.
I wave to her. Hello, it's Clementine.
Yes,
Holt is here too.
I have eyes. I
Are they
also have
speaking
a
in
nose.
common or druidic?
Druidic.
Okay.
Sorry, it's the only language she
Dumb.
knows.
That's
Fair.
fine. And Holt's just not going to listen to the conversation. He's going to be aware of danger.
Good call.
In any event, when you're like, hello, it's Clementine, she's like, yes, I have eyes. And you're like, I'm here with Holt. And she's like, yes, I have a nose too.
I know, he smells really nice.
He smells...
Clementine gives you a thumbs up.
His smell is powerful and therefore pointless and a liability. Anyway, point being...
You don't understand any of this. You just see Clementine look over and give you a thumbs
No, this is Cap the player laughing.
up.
She looks up at you and gives you a little sort of like back on point chop. Okay. That was way bigger than I expected it to be.
And fast, too. They're probably going to be here in 5 days if we're lucky.
Okay. There's only one recourse. You need to go awaken the Hell God.
What now?
You need to go awaken the Hell God. The Hell God will handle this.
Clementine looks to Holt for guidance, and Holt's just like...
I can't understand anything you guys are saying.
Do you think that's going to probably cause more problems than it will solve?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Okay,
I mean,
great.
certainly the Hell God appreciates regular sacrifices and occasionally takes what he pleases, but that's completely immaterial. The destruction that the Hell God would wreak pales in comparison to what the people will suffer under this invading army. And they need to understand that putting him to sleep was a mistake. He was born to handle problems like this. If these stupid little pinkskins would stop running around and ruining all the plans that were set up by the Creator, we wouldn't be in this mess right now. The Hell God would be awake, the army would come, and he would destroy them.
That does sound like what he was meant to do.
He's a gate guardian. These are the gates. His job is to guard them. If the people aren't strong enough, that's not really
That's what he's
his
there
or
for.
our responsibility.
Okay. Okay. Great. All right. Now that that's cleared up, how do we do this?
There's a temple upon which the Hell God is sleeping. There are a couple of tribals there who fend off those who would attempt to awaken the Hell God. We forged a contract with them a long time ago to ensure that we could not interfere directly.
But sending us there is indirect.
Exactly.
Understandable.
That being said, I won't be able to ensorcel anyone there. None of us will be able to do anything.
So now we've got to kill these poor tribes that are just trying to do their job.
I mean, killing them might not be necessary. You could always knock them unconscious, although the Hell God will probably devour them when he awakens. But, as I said, it's all part of the natural order.
You're probably right, but... Oh,
Do you get
Okay.
squeamish when a lion eats a deer?
Not particularly.
Then why would you be bothered that a gigantic volcanic beast eats man?
You know, Onyx, that's a really good point. That's a good way of thinking about it.
What can I say? I'm filled with comforting truths.
Wonderful. So, this temple, where is it? Or is that too much straight information to give?
I can actually tell you where it's located. It's not my responsibility what you do when you get there.
Alright. Clementine pulls out her little scrap of paper, flips it over. In common. Holt, do you have a pen?
Yeah.
Does Holt have a pen?
Holt's always got a pen!
Does Holt have a fucking pen?
Yeah, he'll take off his backpack and rifle through it to hand you a pen.
Thank you, Holt.
You know, if you had a Heward's handy haversack, you wouldn't have to rifle through it at all. In the event, she's able to project a map onto the water.
Beautiful.
like-
I will try and copy it down.
Yeah. She even gives you a little sort of this much length is this much length reference.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a couple 100 miles away, but I mean, like, if you're in the ship,
Short
you'd be
order
able
for
to
the
get
flying machine.
Exactly. If you had to crawl through the jungle, it'd be a fucking pisser, but you could probably get there in a day in the flying machine.
Beautiful. All right. One more question. So the Hell God's probably going to kill any people that we leave alive, and then the invading army. Is there any way to make sure he doesn't kill us?
No.
All right, that's fair.
Move faster than it. Your ship moves pretty
Understandable.
quick. Probably faster than the Hell God. Hell God generally doesn't care about flying things. Too hard to kill. I mean, it could try to
Okay.
breathe fire all over your flying ship, but so long as the ship doesn't attack it, it probably won't care.
All right,
Probably.
that makes sense. Probably.
Probably. That's small, probably.
Comforting truths, right?
That's what I provide.
Onyx, thank you. You have been immeasurably helpful.
Aw, you're welcome. Those are words I don't hear very often. For reasons I don't fully understand.
I don't understand either. This was very handy. Maybe
Marvelous.
not the most, It's not the most comforting truth. I will give you that, but it's gonna work.
I'm a goddess, not a miracle worker.
Well, I won't rush you.
Fantastic. Anyway, get on. You have work to do. You have work to do. There are things to
Thank
be done.
you. Clementine gives her a wave, a smile, and a wink.
She smiles, and then the pool goes to a regular color. You spot that there is a turtle drinking water out of the pool, and it looks up like it was clearly able to see everything that happened, and it just looks up at you, and looks down at the water, and looks up at you, and looks down at the water, and takes a couple sips and starts waddling away, and is like, "What the fuck?"
I smile at the turtle. Pat his shell.
Is that it?
Yep.
That's it. Okay. Let's go back to camp.
Okay.
Well, this,
Clementine gives you a agonizingly pained smile.
So after a 10-minute stroll through the jungle, you get back to camp. Salandra is doing some tattoo work, checking out her spell book. Rival's watching the fire, staying swole.
Hello.
Actually, he's probably still doing his calisthenics.
I talked to Onyx.
Have you figured out exactly what that bitch is yet?
She's not a bitch. She's nice.
What's wrong with being a bitch? Jeez. I'm a fucking bitch.
Yeah, but like, you own it.
From what little I saw of Onyx, she owns it fucking pretty well, too.
Yeah, she does. All right, but that's not actually important. She she gave us a suggestion as to how to stop this army. And unless you have a spare 100,000 people hiding in your spell book, that's really the only thing I can think of that might possibly work.
What is it?
Mm, uh, she wants us to wake up the Hell God?
Okay.
Excuse me?
Yeah, Clementine holds up the little map. She showed me where he is. So we could probably get there in a day by flying machine, according to this. Yeah.
Do we even know what the fuck the Hell God is?
He's a lava monster
I love you.
deity thing.
He's a fucking monster, not a deity.
He may be both.
Clementine, I don't like this.
I don't either, but I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
I don't know what choice we have.
Let me offer this little scenario. So say we wake up the Hell God.
Mhm.
What happens? Like, do we have any way to control it? Does it talk? Does it reason? What this person tell you?
All right. The Hell God is the guardian of the gates, and this, like pointing generally to the jungle, this is the gate, and he will know that the army is trying to attack it, and he will decimate them. So that will solve that problem. But if you're thinking to try and control it, your thinking is so off anything that you should be doing. Just don't think about that.
I kind of have to. I wasn't really asking if we could control it. We don't know how strong this Erlon guy is. Or the leader above him. What if they gain control over this thing and use it as a weapon?
That's a risk we might just have to take. We're either going to have Erlon be incredibly strong, destroy the jungle, move on through the districts until we're all dead, or take a chance that this might actually work and risk having him use the Hell God to move through Connor's lands, move up through the districts until we're all fucking dead.
Well, we don't really have enough information. Grub has more. He's been kind of holding out on us he knows a lot about the Hell God, I think. At least it's something that he knew about before, say, yesterday. So we need to pump him for information and figure out if there's any... I know you like Onyx. I kind of like Onyx. But she's Fae. Fae don't have the same motivations that we do.
Maybe not, but this is her home.
Well, yes, I'm sure that she's interested in preserving her home, but the question is, what else? What's her attitude about preserving human life, say?
Ambivalent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a perfect plan. I'm saying it's all we have.
I know you don't particularly like this, but I'd rather save the people in the villages than the jungle.
When you saving the people in the villages does not mean sending them off to be Connor's slaves.
No. But it's not that big an army. And there's a big
It's a
territory.
pretty big army.
It was a very
Actually,
large
Solandra.
army.
But we need Grub. We need to find out what he knows about this thing.
As if on cue, you can hear the ship flying around overhead.
How are we going to do this? Was he throwing down ropes or?
Yes, like, presumably a rope has come down somewhere. It's not exactly pinpointed over your camp. With a little to doing, someone gets above the tree line, sees that he's a little bit off. There is some guidance of like, we go this way through the trees, and then you can get to the rope.
I'll burn a minute of flight to get this right.
Sounds good. When you guys get to the rope and you all climb up into the ship, like, Grub is pale, more pale than usual.
Is Toby there?
Yes.
I gave Toby a big hug.
Bah.
I missed you, baby.
Toby is very happy.
Okay, Grubby. So how much did her bird tell you?
Well, the note said that I should come get you because there's a giant army. It was like 70,000, 50,000 guys. He got attacked by some hyena men and just like, I don't know. When I heard that there was something coming, I just wished that it was something, good.
No, no fucking way. Is it good?
Sorry.
Clementine, why don't you tell him?
So, the army is moving fast. They're going to be on Badu's village at least within 5 days. So, while that's still fresh, we do have an idea that a Fae suggested.
Okay.
We're gonna wake up the Hell God.
You said that awfully fast. Could you say that more slowly, please? I wanted to make sure I heard you right.
We're not doing anything for sure right now.
It's an option on the table.
The Fae suggested an idea that I think is okay. That we wake up the Hell God.
Okay. All right. Wake up the Hell God. You know what? I'm going to fly you back to Badu's place. He'll tell you all about the Hell God, all right? I've heard a few things, but from his lips, it's something completely different. Just give me a minute.
Rob, I'm not saying that I don't understand the Hell God. I'm saying that we don't have a choice.
No, what I'm saying is that you don't understand the magnitude of the Hell God. You don't know what the Hell God put these people through.
And you don't know what this army's going to do to them.
Oh.
They survived the Hell God.
Let's explore some alternatives. The old man knows a lot of people. He can pull some strings. Maybe we can work something out, is all I'm saying. If you're all in on the Hell God plan, I'll fly you to this temple and let you guys do whatever you want to do. I know we're burning daylight, but I suggest we hear the old man out.
Ain't our choice.
It is.
They're the ones that are gonna die. We can leave. See what they want to do, and then either you can do it for them or you can't.
You're right.
As much as it disturbs me, I have to fucking agree with Rival on this one.
Like, Grub snaps his fingers at Rival and he's like, You see? He knows what's going on. But a few short hours later, daylight is being burnt, and you guys get to Badu's village. You can already see that people here are like packing up. Obviously, things are being left behind. Some people are better at packing up than others. Some of them, don't have necessary limbs or things to handle that sort of stuff. but he lands you right around the center. And the hustle and bustle is clear, but it's not like a full-on panic. Like, these are tough people. They can weather this, but
You go do your talking. Somebody's got to watch the ship. Anyone with a brain in the head will try to take it.
Grub pipes up and he's like, "What they would? Okay, never mind. They might be a little desperate. All right, cool. I'm with the big guy. Do you guys, I don't know, talk strategy or something?"
All right. Keep him out of trouble, Toby.
So Halt, Solandra, and Clementine go to Badu's place.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So you guys go to Badu's place. He's got his papoose on. Like when you come in, he's looking over his bookshelf. And before any of you even say anything, he just says, "I get to keep 5 of them. And I've got to pick which ones I want."
Well, we can bring some more on board on the ship.
Well, that's good, so long as they don't get burned. Anyway, so I'm getting my people out of here. Where we've sent messengers to other nearby villages, but hopefully they'll send messages down the line, but we seem a little outclassed here.
The army is huge from what we've seen of it, and they're not normal gnolls. They're fucking a lot deadlier than the ones I've run into, at least in the past.
It's also not just gnolls. There are gnolls and hobgoblins and orcs and half-orcs and the occasional ogre. Like, all the monstrous races have been rolled into a giant army. A lot of their equipment isn't in the best condition. A lot of their equipment isn't the best equipment, but, they have equipment.
And
yeah, but
numbers.
those 15 gnolls we ran into probably could have cut through this village.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like this village obviously has warriors, but like 15 gnolls those 15 gnolls with that discipline might be able to just chop them all up.
Badu, we need your advice. Rob says you're the expert on the subject. We've met a potential ally who has a fucking crazy fucking suggestion for us. And Clementine, you're on.
All right.
She wants you to awaken the Hell God.
Yeah.
At which point, like, he goes over to like a dark part of his little hut and pulls down a tapestry revealing that picture of the Hell God.
Not quite as big as I thought.
It's big enough. The hard part is that nothing really gets through that shell. It took a lot of hands to drag it deep beneath the earth. A lot of people died for that. And we got to be able to live without it breathing down our necks. Without it picking a village where people either had to draw straws to choose who had to be eaten or let it choose at random. And I mean, it never burned any place down. Well, it did, but that was incidental. Generally because they tried to kill it.
Is the Fae right? Could the Hell God stop this army?
The Hell God will definitely stop this army. Too big, too fiery, too angry. Most weapons just bounce off of it. I'm not saying her plan won't work. And I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying that there will be costs to it. If you would be willing to spread out the word even further, my magic only goes so far. If you can get the word out to everyone around here, we might be able to run some sort of guerrilla campaign to slow them down, buy us more time. Maybe we can get further away. Maybe, I don't know, Wind City or someone in Ankara or Janam can come down here and kick some ass like they're supposed to. But,
Does that mean they'd have to go by Connor?
oh, they're definitely going to have to go through Connor, and they're going to need your help for that. These guys, they're going to charge a stiff toll in blood or in gold.
So, we can go free the Hell God, or we can go find the mirror for Connor. Is that the price that you think it would take?
No. I'm certain he just roped you into that in some sort of bizarre off chance. He's got a lot of prophecies that rolling around in his head. Did he make any specific comments about specific attributes you had?
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. The point is,
He-
he gets a lot of
He
weird
was
ideas in his head.
rhapsodic about Rival.
Maybe Rivo's supposed to find it for him, so he sent him with you. I have no idea. He comes up with prophecies 12 times a day and forgets half of them before the next.
Oh, fuck.
He might not even remember that he sent you on this task. He might go back to him and he might not recognize who you are.
That would be lucky.
Not necessarily.
No, but he'd recognize Rivo.
We've sent messages to the other districts, but by the time they can organize any sort of force to deal with an army this large, your village, all of this area is going to be overrun.
I know. I'm just saying. We can rebuild.
Is that what you want?
That thing's going to be a tax on us for generations.
And what's to say this army won't?
I can't rightly say. You know, maybe in Kara, Janam, Wind City, maybe they'll all be swept away by it. I don't know. I'm not saying that what I'm proposing is better. I'm just saying that I would rather we defeated this army with our own strength instead of invoking some sort of incredibly powerful dark force that we have no control over. And I heard someone voice a concern about someone else taking control of it. Impossible. Impossible. We dragged it kicking and screaming into the deepest hole we could make with our magic, minds, and fists.
All right. Maybe that was a little paranoid, but
No. I understand completely. It seems like a mindless slavering beast, but it's not. It's smarter than it looks. Just doesn't have any sort of aspiration. Consciousness, but no sentience. Something like that, I don't know. It's like a dog in that way. It has its commands and it obeys those commands, but it doesn't
Where
answer
the
to
commands
you or
coming
me.
from?
From what I hear, it answers only to the creator itself. Maybe Gemma himself, I don't know.
I look over at Holt when he says that.
You and Clementine both.
Holt is aggressively avoiding your gaze. Humor me for a moment, Badu. What do you know about Kira's mirror?
I know that it's a powerful artifact. I know that it actually has a twin that can be used to speak between them. The twin would probably be someplace that Marduk cared a lot about. I know that it does more than reflect light into the heavens. That's just what it did for Kira, and I know that it was made by Dogo the Trickster. And if you want to talk to Dogo directly, you can go talk to some of your fairy friends. They consort with him a lot.
Oh.
So Marduk City, that's under under your place, right, Holt?
Pardon?
Wasn't Marduk City underneath your ward?
No.
Clementine, roll knowledge history.
You got it.
Thank you.
Uh, mm, 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 mm. 14?
Ouch. So dry historian voice. Yeah. Marduk City was founded in District 4. Like, no additional information. Just like, yep, that's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. Who knows what happened to it, but certainly not me. Glares up at the headband.
I give Clementine a significant look.
Clementine taps the headband.
Hmm.
Belongs to a historian.
Clementine, you remember our little adventure with Auntie?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Badu pipes up. What did Ani get herself into this time?
Way over her head.
That's the only way she does it. She's got one depth over her head.
Fuck this. So Badu, you honestly believe that the Hell God is going to be worse for your people than this army?
Over time. I mean, we have warriors. People look at us and they think, "Oh, you're a bunch of mutants. What can you do?" I've seen women who are 15 feet tall. I've seen men with skin made out of stone. I've seen people who can cast spells so young. One of the members of my order, he is in a chrysalis. He's liquid in a chrysalis. And I have seen, when I commune with him, he is so smart. If we can just get ourselves together, we might be able to hold them off or delay them a week, maybe 2. Just constantly fighting retreat, keeping them on the run, maybe getting them into bad situations, chipping away. Yes, we will suffer. It will be a hard-fought campaign. Weeks will go by. Villages will get burned. It will be awful. But if we suffer for a month or 2 months or 3, and we kill this threat, we eliminate this army, then that's that. It's over. If you wake that thing up, we will be paying for it little by little for years.
This is an army of thousands.
And you'd be surprised what a couple thousand can do to keep an army of tens of thousands off its toes. We know these jungles. They don't.
Gemma's fortress.
I can tell you that it's closer to the north side than the south side.
Do you think of any place more likely for the mirror to be?
No, absolutely not. It has to be there. When Gemma sallied forth to go face the army of 7 winds, he knew that he was leaving that fortress behind. He took everything he needed for war and nothing else, including Kira as a hostage. Of course, Marduk called his bluff on that one. He knew he wouldn't be seeing the place again. But as I said, the Battle of the Seven Winds took place northern side of the jungle, which means that if Marduk was bearing down on the fortress, it would have to be up there.
And where is that relative to the temple where you imprisoned the Hell God?
Opposite direction, actually.
All right, I want to make myself useful in this struggle. But the size of that army is not something that we can take on directly.
No, of course not. That's why we just have to delay it. And then if our backs are against the when our backs are against the wall, and Kara Janam and Wind City will come sweeping through with their majestic armies to save the forsaken muties. It's happened before.
Has it?
Presumably.
Mm.
You'd be surprised how often they come down here. Usually not in force, but a few of them saying, "Oh, well, build a temple to Kira because you obviously can't take care of yourself." And half of them die of malaria because they don't know what they're dealing with.
They're not filling me with fucking confidence for their ability to deal with the situation.
They won't be here very long. They'll be able to survive a few days down here, especially if they have us to guide them. And when they come down here coming to save our lives, we'll stick our necks out a little bit further than we usually do.
All right, let's try to help you save as much of your library as possible so we can get back to you as soon as when we can.
Thank you.
Of course, that presupposes we all survive to give it back to you. We're not exactly going out of harm's way, but probably safer than here. Clem,
Yeah?
what do you think?
Mm. I can't tell you how to respond to this, but it's... The army is enormous, and you've defeated the Hell God once, and you don't even know what this army is capable of.
I know what
It's
my
just-
people are capable of. And I doubt that they are much beyond, at 14-foot woman.
So, as we're sort of gathering books, have you heard the name Ergon before?
Erlon.
No.
Erlon.
Never heard of it.
What about the Emperor?
Like one singular emperor?
Yes.
No idea.
What is beyond the Hell Jungle? Where are the fuck are they coming from?
Well, there are a lot of cities out there, actually. Most of them come here to trade for the ores that we find in our mining operations. Bet you didn't know there were mines down here, did you? Most people forget. Mithril,
I didn't know that.
adamantite, there's all sorts of fantastic, wonderful ores hidden beneath the earth. And I tell you what, if there was one thing that the Hell God hated, it was those mines. He would scare us all away, scour them, collapse the tunnels, and make us start anew. I have no idea why. But there's Towton to the northwest. They buy mithril and sell all sorts of wonderful little goodies. There's Zaledo, a little bit more south, but still in a westerly direction. They're here for the adamantite. Lots of dwarves in Zaledo.
Huh. I thought we're in a fucking miniature pocket dimension. Huh. That makes sense.
No, there's a whole great big world out there. Just our world is already so big, we don't see much cause to look outside of it. But they all come here. They all come here looking for the finest ores and the strangest people.
Yeah, maybe your fucking creator isn't as incompetent as I thought.
But that being said, now that you mention it, we haven't seen a trader from Oglestead in years. Nor Erurshire, or Ray, or Yiddo, or Rule, or Grauita, or Hudrora. I mean, trade was still healthy. It was fine. Whenever trade stopped coming from one city, they started coming from another. We didn't really notice it now that you mention it.
Are you still trading with anyone?
Oh, yes, absolutely. As I said, Towton, Zaledo, Hisea. We get a couple of caravans from Banwell a year. Puron Gate, Applebert, Kento. Very far away, Kento. Very far away, but they come here because they know that we have the best. There are things in Septemport you can't get in other places. And here, they're terribly common. You'd be surprised how much trading we do with the World Bazaar. Wind City, District 2, go straight to the World Bazaar. We head up with our caravans and we come back. Connor gets a cut, District 5 gets a smaller cut, and the rest goes out to them.
And probably more than just Salandra's favorite copy.
But, I mean, now that you mention it, yeah, a couple of the caravans have sort of fallen off the map, but now that I hear that there's a giant army coming this way, it kind of makes sense what happened to them. I just figured that they fell on hard times. News is hard to come by. As I said, it's a lot of caravans from a lot of different places.
Well, I have to realign my sense of cosmology.
You've been trapped in the junk piles too long, my dear. Actually, now that you mention it, he goes over to his little library and he pulls out a one of damn it. He pulls a book off the shelf and gives it to you, Salandra. It is emblazoned in Draconic. Do you speak Draconic?
I do not, but it was the next language I was going to pick up when my ink goes up.
Wop wop. Well, it's got something written on it in Draconic. The pages are all in Draconic. You don't know what it says. And he says, "Give this back to Aziz. I borrowed it from him too long ago."
Actually, I think Brother picked up a new language.
Ooh, brother has languages?
Yeah. Let's see.
It is completely plausible that Brother would want to have learned Draconic. If his
Brother has one language. When he went up to a 12, he got another language. So Brother should have a language besides Common now.
If you would like that language to be Draconic, I'm down with that.
It would be very entertaining because Salandra's is generally speaking more intelligent and knowledgeable than Brother. But it would be very funny for him to have something where, well, I know that. How do you know that?
I just remembered that I could speak Draconic. How did you forget? I don't know. You're asking the magic sword. I don't know.
What do you mean you speak Draconic?
I remembered that I speak Draconic. It seemed like an important legend to learn.
How did you learn it? We haven't read any... Oh, fuck.
I believe I read it before I met you, but I don't remember where or how.
Do you remember anything from when before you met me?
No. I know that I've had other owners, but I don't remember who any of them were. You're my favorite, if it's any consolation.
You don't remember anything about any of the others, so yeah, that's a real big consolation.
You caught me. In any event, it reads Night Kiss, the Codex of Wraiths.
The Codex of what?
Wraiths.
So Salandra has unsheathed brother and is
Starts
running him,
talking to him.
swearing at him.
Clementine gives Holt a look of concern.
He kind of shakes his head like he was staring off into space again. What, Clem?
So next time
Alright.
you mysteriously learn a new language,
Mhm.
why don't you tell me about it?
I'll do that.
Just a little to think about.
Oh god, one of the magic book names in this random book name generator is the Possessed Codex.
No!
Don't worry about it. Just pick it up, it's fine.
Yeah, brother's also been sharpening his knowledge of Arcana. That's his one skill is really Arcana.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
Now you have a second opinion. You can hear the gears grinding. Ah!
Yeah. It's hard enough when you're the only one in your head. Anyway.
Womp womp womp.
Womp womp.
Anyway. Yeah, Badu gets all of his books ready.
So I look over at you know, because I know that Clementine had been looking at me like I was insane. It's like, you mean you didn't? Brother actually is intelligent.
I don't doubt that. He just doesn't have a mouth. How are you talking to him?
He speaks telepathically, of course. All
Oh.
sort
That
of
makes
thing.
sense.
So all this time I've been talking to brother. Now, admittedly, I do have to freak people out, but you thought that I was just talking to brother for effect this whole time?
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Hey, at
I
least I'm
mean,
honest.
from one person who talks to wall to another, yes.
Brother shakes in your hands a little bit. Like offended that they did not think it was real. You what?
Brother's fucking brilliant. He learned to speak Draconic on his own somehow.
Hey, that's awesome. Great job, brother.
Don't
How did
patronize
you
me.
do it without ears?
Mm.
Eyes. Brother,
No,
can you feel stuff?
Yes, I can feel things.
mainly rage right now, Clementine.
Oh, sorry.
But yes, his response was yes. It sounded very irritated, though.
Clementine appears appropriately chastised.
Don't worry, he can't dance yet.
He what?
He can't wield himself yet.
Oh, well, that's good.
But soon
Keep
happening.
it that way.
Soon.
I'm not going to repeat that. Be good.
I wouldn't hit her with the
Clementine
blade, just
takes
with
a
the flat.
small step back. That would kill her.
What was Holt did?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying that, like, if if brother could dance, it would just like smack Clementine on the head with the broadside, just bang. So,
All right. So what does it say?
oh, it's just a codex of different wraiths with different names and how they were raised, and it's
Right.
how they were raised, like who they were raised from, notable wraiths. It's just a long series of peculiar ghosts.
Huh. What is this relevant to, buddy?
Oh, nothing. I just borrowed that book from Aziz's library 12 years ago. It's quite overdue. And
I
after
thought it was some secret of the hell god.
oh, gracious, no. We don't write words down about him. We're afraid that those will irritate him.
Oh.
At least it's not as bad as the nameless one.
Nameless one.
Some creature from some other land. I can't even remember. That's part of the point. They call it the Nameless One because some sort of mimetic effect generated by the creature causes people to forget about it. Stories written about it shrivel. Tales recounting it end. Don't worry about it. Or perhaps, given the sudden and unexpected nature of this army, we should absolutely worry about it. But that's beside the point. He says as he shoves a gigantic bag of books into your hands.
Oh, fuck.
Cylinder, give me those.
Hand them over to him.
Yep. Much more manageable.
But now then, if you guys are going to decide how you're going to help the situation, or if you're going to help the situation, I suggest you choose quickly. Because if you're going to warn the other villages, we can head north, and then you can head south, so that we don't have to split up.
Let's take these books to the ship. Talk to the others. Then we'll decide.
Very well then.
So you're proposing that what we do is use the ship to warn the other villages?
Yes. You'll be able to move more quickly than us. And the further south you go, the more help you'll get in, fighting retreat, playing distraction.
Okay, well, Holt goes back to the ship.
Yep, I'll take a smaller pile of books.
And I will take as many books as I can handle.
Like 12. You can handle like maybe 12 books. Nah, I forgot. You got tiny little halfling arms. You can handle
I
like
have
6.
very small arms. These are human-sized books.
Yeah.
It's the amount that Pidge can carry comfortably. That's what I'm basing all of Clementine's strength on.
Sounds about right.
Nice. Do we have a cargo hold?
Yes!
We do!
The ship has a cargo
nice.
hold. It can handle, I think it's 200 pounds of goods and like 50 square feet worth of goods. Like, it's pretty
Well,
big.
50 square feet worth of goods is pretty big, but 200's not that big.
Yeah, that's the thing. It can't actually carry that much stuff. It gets slowed down quite easily. There's only 4 Helgak, four unaltered Helgak pulling it.
6!
Pardon me. 6 unaltered Helgak pulling it still. Unaltered. Keyword.
Unabused is how I think you pronounce that.
Potato vodka. In any event, you get back there. Like, Rivo, you have
He's
seen...
here in spirit, even if he isn't in person.
Rivo, you've been at the ship. Some people have eyed it, and you at the door have helped them balance the equation of can I get in the ship before I die? Had you not been there, the answer was maybe. But with you at the door dealing out surly looks, the answer is no. Dave, do you have a pair of earbuds you can put in?
Me?
Yes.
And to the reason?
The sound
Echo.
from your speakers is going into your microphone.
I'm gonna grab a notebook so that I can listen, physically write stuff down.
I wasn't the one doing the typing before. Was that the noise that was the problem?
No, that was Hope typing, and like that's fine. Cap's keyboard just makes that much noise. But whenever I talk, I can hear me coming through your microphone.
Ah, okay.
That's just a little distracting.
Okay,
Hold
I
on
got a
one
pen.
Thank you, Dave.
So, they make a choice.
Not a good one.
I know what I'm comfortable with, and it's not awakening the Hell God. Sorry, Clementine.
It's not that I want to awaken the Hell God, it's that I don't want all these people to die because Batu is too damn prideful to accept when he's eaten.
They're not your people.
Yeah, we kind of don't get to tell them what they can and can't handle. They've lived here for generations.
You know. And I'm not going to go and awaken the Hell God just because I think it's the best thing to do, but I think we need to consider it.
Oh, I've considered it.
For more than the 15 seconds it took you to put Hell and God together, and then
Yes, Clementine. For more than 15 seconds. You're taking the word of the Fae at face value.
and it's their home too. They have as much a right as anyone here to decide what we do to stop this army.
Then if they want it done, they can do it.
They can't. They have a pact keeping them from it. If anyone's going to awaken the Hell God, it has to be us.
I mean, you could try to hire someone else.
No, so then it's deceit. I'll have none of that. These people have chosen an honorable way, an honorable path. They'll live or die, and they'll have their control. They make the decision, not us.
Fuck.
They
Grub
can
pipes.
fight. They can run. Some of them will get to Connor. He'll exact his price, but that's their choice.
I'm not giving them much of a choice. Just die in the jungle or die under a boot.
Or die under the wrath of the Hell God.
And what choice can you give them? You're not a god. You can raise a hell and not know what that entails.
You're right.
Grub pipes up. It's a shitty situation, man. Like, no matter what, people are gonna suffer. I don't know, man. Like, as I said, it's shit sandwich. They gotta take a bite. They want to take a big bite now or a bunch of tinier bites later.
All of us, we die every day. I don't like it, but that's the way it is. And the gods, well, they're thirsty motherfuckers.
Yeah, for blood and death.
I can see this bothers you. I'm not a talker. All I can do is recognize. All I can do is recognize your pain. Carry it.
Thank you. There has to be something we can do.
Clementine, why don't you just come out and ask me if you think that I know Gemma's opinion on this?
Do you? Because I think if you did, you would have told us.
Well,
All right, had to switch over to iPad. Sorry.
hi, iPad.
Hello.
Thank you, Dave. Hi, iPad. I'm GM. Oh, fuck. Kill me.
So I missed a good chunk of that because I was some of the ports on my computer are not in the best condition. So I was experimenting to see if I could get it to work, but nope.
I know that feeling. They were just going back and forth. Rivo does not want to wake up the Hell God. Holt doesn't want to wake up the Hell God. Clementine is kind of into waking up the Hell God. And
Yeah.
now Holt is talking about what length of influence Gemma has over him.
Well, I asked, and he told me about how a long time ago the Hell God had a purpose and was part of the Creator's balance. But too much time has passed by now to figure out what role it had factually. It's all fucking stories and religion. He said that the Chosen were the ones to knock the Hell God out of the Creator's balance. Maybe that's what caused the Hell God to hunger for sacrifices. I don't fucking know. The point is, if that balance is gone, I don't think that we're the ones who get to make the call to reinstate it. No matter what the Fae say. There's a new order now, and what Badu said makes sense to me.
Ultimately, people who will want to take... I mean, Bado seems like he's someone who wants to be accountable. He doesn't want to give in, let someone else take care of his problems. He wants to have something to do with taking care of his problems. And I have a lot of trouble with saying no to something like that. That's what I'm all about.
Especially since Badu seems very aware of the risks and the cost of things.
Yeah. For us to come up with a quick fix and then walk away, which is, that's... I'm sorry, Clem. I'd like to have some sort of solution where we can do something amazing and make the problem go away, but from what I've seen, heroes fuck things up almost as much as they, well, more than they solve problems.
I know you're right, but with
But you've got a
all of
crush on
this,
Onyx. Yeah, I know.
uh, no, just some.
Right.
Okay, yes, Onyx is very pretty, but that's not what's important. She's not the only Fae. It's not just the people here. It's the Fae too.
So I guess the question is, are the Fae as fucking screwed by whatever happens as the people here?
Maybe I'm not a Fae, Salandra. I don't know.
Well,
Onyx did mention that, like, whenever she talked about the havoc the Hell God would wreak, she always excluded her and her people. She said that, they were part of the food chain, not we are part of the food chain.
from what I can see, everything you've said about Onyx, she seems concerned about herself and her people. Not concerned about us. She's not concerned about these villagers. It's
What exactly did she say that we would have to do to awaken the Hell God?
Go to his temple. There's 2 tribes guarding it from people that would awaken him. Cut a path through the tribes. It's. I know it's not a
Clementine,
good
I'm
solution.
honestly surprised at you. I didn't think you were that bloodthirsty.
well, I don't know about bloodthirsty, but I think Clem's got a little ruthless core in her.
If it comes between 20 people and the entire forest, I'm going to put 20 people to the axe. It's not ruthlessness, it's just how the math works.
I think you've just come up with a great fucking definition of ruthlessness.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Welcome to the natural world, motherfuckers.
Clementine, I don't get me wrong. I trust you as much as anybody here. Probably more than anybody here.
Oh,
But I just don't know. I mean, you're talking about these people's lives, and don't they get a choice in it before they become slaves again?
of course they do, but we're not asking everybody here. We're one person that speaks for them all.
So that person should be you.
No, that person should be everyone that has a say, not just their leader, not just me or any one of us. And we don't have time to ask them all. Fuck.
Oh, you posted a new meme.
Oh, it's not a meme, it's just a reaction image.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Nymphs are so pretty that they're just it's weird. It's weird. It's too much.
Not my cup of tea.
You just need the courage to respect their choices and their integrity. I don't know how many times I can say this because you're just spinning around. You're upset.
I'll put my foot down then. Clementine, I'm not doing it.
All right. That's okay. Give me a minute. And Clementine is going to send a bird messenger to Onyx.
What does the message say? Send
I
it to
will
me
type it up.
privately unless you share it with everyone else.
The team's a bunch of pussies.
My team's a bunch of pussies. You're gonna have to wake up the Hell Gods later.
Awesome. So when you go outside the ship,
That's not what I'm sending her.
I believe it.
just before someone tries to kill me in my sleep.
when you go out,
I can see Onyx's response is going to be like, "Fuck, we'll have to actually do it ourselves now." Oh, that means we'll die.
Oh fuck. Shit.
What?
Clementine can't fucking write.
wait, she's illiterate?
She can read. She can write her name, and that's about it.
How has Clementine been sending the messages to everybody else?
Presumably through y'all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Shit.
Oh, that's funny.
Do you do you need my help again, Clementine?
Yes, please.
Well, the problem is you don't speak Druidic,
I
and
just don't speak
Druidic.
Druidic.
Common.
Ah!
And
Oh!
Onyx only knows Druidic unless you can find someone around who knows how to read or write Sylvan.
Badu?
Eh.
Good idea.
So you go out there and like the entire village is assembled, all like 300 of the mutant bastards with little packs, and like some of them are carrying larger packs who are more able for those who like don't have arms. I assume that the message that you sent to Onyx was just like large army in Druidic with your name signed to it, and she was like,
Mhm.
"All right, got it.
Yep.
Yep, that's a big old army." But yeah, everyone else had to help with writing the messages to all the other people. But so, in any event, Badu's out there and he's just like with all the people and he's standing at the front of them. His brain is in his papoose and he just looks at you and says, "So are we going north or are we splitting up?"
We'll help you.
Thank you. The smile on his face is present but almost imperceptible.
But his brain wriggles appreciatively.
Not a phrase I wanted to hear, but
But one you did, nevertheless.
Dude, that thing moves around in his torso. It's weird. It's
oh,
weird.
please.
It's also
Ugh.
like big, like so like, you know, the human brain fits in the skull. This thing is like twice that size cuz it's got a bigger cage to live in. It's fucked up, dude. It's weird, man. Anyway, so Clementine, do you ask him to write the letter?
I do. I'm writing it out to you.
Sounds good, cuz he will also know what it says. And that information might be important. The only reason rumors travel faster than you do in most games is because fucking every adventurer tells fucking everyone everything they do. Yeah, man, I went into the dungeon of Angelord the fucker, and I totally fucked his knot, if you know what I mean. Laughs were had, drinks were drank, and now everyone knows that you did that. And then Andrion the fucker not's cousin is like, those motherfuckers killed my cuz.
There's a time and a place to brag about your adventures.
Absolutely. Also, I just found a neato tool. It is a monster advancer, so you can put anything into the thing, and it's like, okay, You want a very advanced, extremely giant, fiendish celestial half-dragon skeleton, bloody skeleton, plague zombie gnoll. Bip.
That's fucking cool.
Oh boy, apparently the calculator is having a hard time dealing with all the templates that I put on top of it. Oops.
Nice.
But still, if you want to level up a Null a lot, boom, extremely advanced Null.
Personally, I think it's fun to level up kobolds.
Oh, dude, I should level up some kobolds. Alright, so we got some half-dragon, extremely advanced young kobolds. Gotta make it red. Gotta paint it red, makes it go faster. Boom! We gotta have a level 1 kobold warrior. He's a CR6. He has a 33 armor class. Because he gets plus 11 from his natural abilities and plus 8 from his extraordinarily high dexterity. He has a spear and a sling. And the spear does 1d4 plus 11 damage. Don't fuck with this kobold. He's immune to fire, paralysis, and sleep. Anyway. How long has this message been here?
Oh, just like a minute.
Okay, so you send that message out. You'll get a response later.
Cool.
So Badu starts heading north, and he sends you guys south. I won't necessarily bore you with the details of going through all the villages, but you guys are able to fly fast and you're able to send information faster. You land, you talk to the guy in charge, the guy or gal or indescribable mutant creature in charge, and tell them, yeah, there's an army of 100,000 coming here. Badu sent us. Right, he is actually setting the Temple of the Hell God as the rally point. Just because everyone...
Bold fucking strategy, Cotton.
Let's see if it pays off for him.
By the way, during our travels, I'm trying to replace the spell scar I blew up, literally.
Wait, what happened to it?
My fireball, that was a spell scar.
Oh, damn. Nice.
That's cool.
But yeah, so there are all the warriors are gonna meet at the Temple of the Hell God, and then they're gonna figure out what to do from there. That being said, that army is gonna get to Badu's village and get to some villages and start burning shit down and eating things, which will be good for them because they were very hungry. And some villages, some travelers will get waylaid, but like, if you guys want to stick around here, we can do some adventuring around here. But at this point, things are out of your hands. If you want to take them back into hand, you can go right ahead and do that.
Well, there's still the question of, do we want to get the leverage on Connor and get that freaking mirror? Do we still need that? I'm sorry. This is more like a, not necessarily something I want to discuss with Rivo.
Right.
But
isn't there like an army between us and the Nebula Gemma's might be?
I mean, you can fly.
That's a very good whole point.
That being said, like, the big issue is just like literally how hard it is to literally see. Like, at this point, it's overgrown with jungle. And for whatever reason, it was impossible to see before. Like, it is so difficult to see that when Gemma left his fortress, so Badu reports, like, he knew that it was the last time he would see it. He only saw it, he only found it in the first place because the creator cast him onto it. Had that not occurred, it might still be lost. His suggestion for you guys finding it was to hire 10,000 people to hold hands and just walk like a human net. And at this point, so like 2 days pass while you guys fly around doing things. Unless anyone would like to interrupt or intervene. Anybody want to buy things from some jungle people?
With what money?
That is the question.
I do want to commission some stuff from my good friend Grub, but I suspect he's not going to be making much on the ship.
Yeah, no, he's going to be busy for a while flying around. But I mean, like, if you guys want to go looking for the mirror, go right ahead and look for the mirror. This is an open-ended sandbox adventure.
And Clementine could always run off to the temple on her own and drag us kicking and screaming there.
I'm not going to do
I
that.
prefer
Also
not.
a possibility. One of my old RP friends, whenever he was sick of the party arguing about something, he'd just say, "I walk off and go start doing the thing." Just like, "Oh man, we could go to the ancient temple of death and like fight the death god, and then we'd get the thing. But like, do we really want to do that? We could just go to this village and like do some odd jobs for some quick cash." And he'd be like, "I start walking off towards the death temple." And like the rest of the party would be like, and then he just like, then he would just start talking to the GM about what happens at the death temple now that he got there. And he was just like, "All right, this is happening. You guys can fucking come with me, or I can face it alone." It was super
Clementine
effective.
would not do that in 100, maybe 1,000 years, but not 100.
In 1,000 years, you will hopefully be dead.
Hopefully.
God's
Hopefully.
willing.
And the creek don't rise.
Queen once told me, "Who wants to live forever?" They didn't ask me. It was not an asking thing. It was a rhetorical question. Anyway, that being said, where are you guys headed? Oh wait, pardon me. It's time for a weird decision time. So you get to like a village like way down on the southern crescent. And one of the people there. Where's my random mutant generator?
I just picture you hunched over your hoard of random generator tabs like a gremlin.
Oh my god, you don't know. Actually,
I
most
know
of
a
these
little
are
bit.
most of these are open to classes because the temple had 6 guardians, and you would have had to fight a barbarian, a cleric, a monk, a ranger, a sorcerer, and a druid in one-on-one combat. You know, choose your champion style.
Nice.
And then if you breach the traditions, then you know they all fight all of you, and there are more of them, and they are stronger. But anyway, let me get my D10s ready and figure out what sort of weird mutant comes deal with you.
You know, Ronald, if you wanted us to do the temple, you shouldn't have had Badu actually make a much more compelling argument than Onyx.
Hey man, that I didn't want you to do anything. I am going to present you with choices. Some of them are right, some of them are wrong, some of them don't fucking matter. Some of them matter a lot, but like are both awful. Like I'm just here to give you some choices, man.
Yep.
In any event, this guy is covered in octopus suckers, so he doesn't need a backpack. He's just stuck all of his possessions to himself.
Oh, thanks.
And he just looks at you and he's like, "Right, yes, sorry, let me come up with a random name for a fucking weird mutant creature." Oh, Jesus.
What are those guys with the suckers on them all over them? The shapeshifters from Doctor Who.
Oh, fuck, what are they?
Zygons? Are those Zygons?
It's been such a long time.
Huh. Uncle Puzzle wants to talk to you guys.
Is that supposed to mean something to us?
Right.
Uncle Puzzle is it's its name. Shit. Do you guys have a map of the jungle?
No.
Do you have a map of the jungle?
There are
Actually,
fucking maps of the jungle?
Actually, Clementine, you do have a map of the jungle.
Oh, that's true. I do. I didn't realize it was the full thing.
It is.
I pull out my map.
Like, it is a full rough approximation of the jungle. Like, it was just to show you where the temple is, and he circles a little area right on the border between the salt and the jungle.
What's this?
That's where the sea used to be, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where Uncle Puzzle lives. He sent word ahead. He knew that you were coming. Don't fucking ask me how. That's just how Uncle Puzzle works. Not the first time I've had to relay a message for him.
Alright. Fuck. Who the fuck is Uncle Puzzle?
I don't know. Sorry. He sends messages down the line, and they usually get to me, and then I usually give them to someone else or who they're supposed to go to. I hear
Can
he's
you
a
give us...
wizard or something? A powerful spellcaster, that's all I know. Gifted in magic of some variety.
And divination, evidently.
Apparently.
Fuck. So, presumably he has something useful to tell us?
D shrugs. I just told me to ask you to come see him.
It was prophesied, Salandra. You can't say.
I hate fucking prophecies. They only have power if you believe in them. Whether you avoid them or not, you're screwed.
So I guess we're going then.
One way or another.
Only if you guys believe in the fucking prophecy. But if this guy has useful information, that might be something that we can use.
I'm not going to be rude to someone that invited us to their house just because.
I try to be rude to everyone and kind of echo.
It's the only polite thing to do. So you guys are gonna go pay Uncle Puzzle a visit?
Yes.
Does this delay us from speaking to any of the villages?
At this point, it will
I
take
think
you
we
out
finished.
of, like, number one, like, you could send out more word, but at this point, like, you have flown so far and so fast that like people are still sending messages out to get word to other people. Like, you just like traced a line down the center crescent in order to like get everyone a head start to be like, hello, there's a problem. We want all the warriors right here. But like, this would take time out of your schedule if you wanted to go someplace else. Like, it is super far away. Like, it's a day's travel out of your way, even by flight.
Well, if this guy...
Sure. Oh, go ahead, Salandra.
I think we've done some good so far. But it would be good if we could come up with something different. I mean, we don't seem to have very many options out here. Doesn't sound like we can easily find Gemma's fortress. So, if we can find some resources, I'm all for that. If this guy isn't for real, then I say we feed him to Ravo.
Yep.
You fucking what? So you guys heading out to Uncle Puzzle's place?
Yep. Wait, I've got a meme too.
Oh no!
I've got a meme too.
Memes incoming. Prepare for impact.
Bip,
It's a trap.
Okay. Now we are ready to head out.
Great.
So you guys head out. A day passes. It is a long day of flying. Grub has been riding
Right.
hard.
That's probably enough time for me to get my fireball back.
Oh, absolutely.
And maybe actually scribe another one. I have enough room in my skin for one more spell scar.
Dear God, at this point, you are like taking off your pants and like inscribing it on the backside of your right fucking thigh.
Yeah, well, I was just like, Landra's been trying to figure out how to tattoo her butt. It's really difficult.
It's super hard. You're gonna need some mirrors.
If you taught me how to do it, I could do your back.
No.
Or you could learn how to dislocate your shoulder but still use your...
Sorry,
No, I
Solandra,
have
it
to
has to be your hand that does it.
I have to scribe these myself.
Oh, sorry.
And the last thing you want is a sloppy spell scar.
Yeah.
It's gonna create some problems. It's gonna suck if you like inscribe fireball poorly on your ass and then you blow up your own ass. It'll suck.
Yeah.
Oh man, I should inscribe explosive runes on my butt in a game. Anyway,
Risky maneuver. Risky maneuver.
so you guys head out and like where the jungle meets the salt, there is a tower.
Oh,
Well,
at least there's something here.
And you can land on the salt pretty comfortably. The Hellgacker are really confused. They're like, "Where's the grass? Where my fucking grass at?"
Yeah, but then they lick the salt and they probably really like it.
Yeah, that's true. But the tower is like adorned with a few guards. There are a couple of robed people there. And like as you approach, they look at you all and they're like, "Who chooses to go to Uncle Puzzle's tower?"
Well, I'll definitely go.
Straight. Oh wait, is that what they're asking us, or that you're asking us as the DM?
I am asking you to see who is approaching, so that
Clementine and Toby.
okay. Toby is glad to stretch his legs. Is Holt going?
I'll stay with the ship row.
Well, Grub, what about you?
Ah, shit. Yeah, curiosity's getting the better of me. I definitely want to see this thing.
Yeah, you go ahead. I got this.
Some dude named Uncle Puzzle? Like, that's just fucked up. So, Clementine and Solandra and Toby head up to the tower.
It sounds like Rivo's going too to see if the mirror's there.
Like one of the robed figures bows to you. Ooh, let's see what his mutation is.
And he pours water.
I would say that was a nice
Sorry.
soda pouring ASMR.
It's an art. Go ahead.
Okay, so this guy's got 2 eyeballs, but each eyeball is surrounded with 8 other eyeballs.
Oh,
Wow.
Compound eyes.
Yeah. And like they all focus on like he is able to look comfortably in 2 different directions, so he looks at both of you, but bows like near the center of where you both would be if you were standing closer together.
Clementine gives an excited curtsy.
The master has been expecting you. Please come inside.
I'm feeling this like urge to cast mirror image just to see how he reacts to it. But no.
Don't.
So he brings you into the tower and he leads you up. There's not much inside. There's a couple of beds, some sort of shrine to some god They all look the same to you, Solandra. And he takes you up the spiral staircase. There are a few little rooms here and there. One of them's got some foodstuffs in it, and nothing much to account for. But when he takes you up to the top, there's a giant cocoon, like a chrysalis, like a caterpillar chrysalis.
The person Badu was referring to?
And then you hear a voice in your head. Hello.
Hello.
So are you the person Badu was talking about?
I hope you didn't refer to me as Uncle Puzzle. I hate that name.
No. He said
You just said you were really smart.
Member of his coterie?
I'm exceptionally intelligent. I am a member of his coterie. And as doubtful as it is that the army will reach us, I was hoping that you would be able to give me a ride someplace else. Or at least take me with you.
I'm looking at the chrysalis. How giant is the chrysalis? Is it human-sized giant, like giant for a bug chrysalis, or is it giant as in massive?
It's large enough for two people who huddle themselves in a ball to be able to fit inside comfortably. As comfortably as you could be if you huddled your entire body into a ball.
Grub?
Yeah?
Well?
I mean, I could probably rig up a chair for him real quick, unless you mind being in the cargo hold. And then you all hear, I'm not cargo. I'm a person. I just don't look like you.
Where would you want to go that would be safer than here?
I can't rightly say. I just prefer if you take me with you.
You do understand that we don't tend to go away from fucking problems.
Oh, no, that's fine. I just
Okay.
would rather be carried by your ship than my attendants in a sedan chair.
What about your attendants? I don't think we have the space to...
That's fine. If you are willing to leave me out in the sun every once in a while, I'll get by just fine. I'm also a rather adept cleric.
Cleric?
Yes.
So you eat like a plant?
Yes.
That's amazing!
As near as I can tell, something about the shell around my... And, it's very difficult for him to transmit the telepathic equivalent of finger quotes, which just says, something about the chrysalis allows it to transfer light into something that sustains my quote-unquote body.
Is that
accomplished
Need water?
theologian.
is that a transitional form, or is that what you are all the time?
I have no idea. This is how I was born. If I turn into something else, that'll be very interesting.
So, cleric, that means you worship something.
Yes.
Any something in particular?
Kira, to be precise. She accepted me into her good graces when no one else would.
That's the fucking angel chick, right?
Yes.
How eloquent.
There are definitely worse ways to refer to her. I got into a theological argument with a priest of Gemma who referred to her as the Whore Queen. Very disrespectful.
That's rude.
Incredibly rude.
Holt isn't here, is he?
Nope.
Nope. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da-da. My attendants will go to the Temple of the Hell God, and there they will prepare to do their best to help. They are also priests, and a priestess.
So, our friend here has something he's particularly interested in. Rivo, do you want to ask?
He told you to find it, not me.
Fair enough.
He said if we came across it in our travels.
I assume that you are referring to the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
fabled long sought holy relic. There's a thing about fabled and long
Same.
sought holy relics. They're fabled and long sought. I'm sorry, I don't know where it is. In
Yep.
the fortress, of course, but I couldn't tell you where that is. I might be able to draw it on a map for you if I had hands. Unfortunately, I do not.
That's a puzzle for a time when an army isn't bearing down on.
I agree.
I bet we could figure something out, though.
Perhaps. In any event, you don't need to worry over much about protecting me. The shell is pretty tough. I've been chewed on by a few of the larger dinosaurs.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Well, seems reasonable to me. So you just want to stay with us sort of indefinitely?
I mean, if there is some place that you could drop, if there is some place that you wanted to drop me off that I found to be amenable, that's fine. But
Well,
if you wanted to drop me off at the Temple of the Hell God, that'd be fine. But I'd prefer to stay with you a little bit longer. You know, get a real taste for the world.
I wonder if sunshine tastes different in other places. I would think it would. What about luminous clouds? Can you eat those?
Oh, you mean the clouds that were overhead the other day? Yes, they were especially delicious.
Wow.
A little too rich for me, though, I will admit.
so what do you know? What is it? What reason you want to travel with us in particular? I can't believe this is all just a coincidence.
Oh, certainly not. The point is, you have a flying machine,
Oh.
and you aren't going to charge me out the nose in order to fly with you. And you all have so far looked over all of our deformities and conditions. You're
Well-
unique in that quality.
I don't know about unique. We don't fucking care what we look like in District 2.
It's gonna be weird if you unleash this thing and it starts throwing out flame strikes. It's just gonna be weird, man. Feels weird, man. Feels weird. Oh, Rivo, what are you trying to sense his motive on concerning what piece of information?
His facial expressions tell all.
Yeah, I get that.
I was about to say, there is a heavy penalty on your sense motive. He
That
seems
telepathic voice sounds shady.
yeah, like he's just a weird, like, every once in a while the chrysalis moves a little bit, just like wobbles, and you can see barely inside that there is some liquid sloshing around.
Brother, what do you think?
I think,
Subvocally.
I think he's fascinating. I don't remember anything like this. Ever.
Well, I may fucking regret it, but I don't see any good reason why not. Provided you're planning on sharing information with us and being a member of the crew.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I am an adept healer in magical ways. I've also naturally been able to repurpose my spells to overcome my physical inadequacies.
Well, I'm not a big fan of gods, but I have to say, out of the lot, Kira seems to be the least annoying.
You say that, and that seems like a good point to broach this matter of the conversation. You are correct. I did not choose you at random. And not just because you were so kind to us. You're Solandra, correct?
Yes.
She would like to have a word with you.
Oh, extra-dimensional entity?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Fuck, I guess it was bound to happen one of these days.
You can't get out of it, Solandra.
Who says I want to?
Yeah.
Well, she's a bit familiar with your anger towards the gods, and she would like to talk to you about it.
I don't know if I'd say anger, disbelief that they're gods, or at least anything that I consider a god.
God, advocate. I find them to be one and the same in this circumstance.
Well, rival, I may actually find a lead.
Good luck, Solandra.
In any event, could one of you carry me back to your ship, please?
I have little arms. Riva, do you think you could handle it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. When you pick him up, he telepathically says, "Ooh, that tickles!" And then immediately follows it up with, "I jest. I cannot feel anything from my shell, unless it's piercing it."
You don't need to speak to me unless you have something useful to tell me.
I understand. I meant a few words. So you take it back to the ship.
Yep.
And Grub is like, yeah, put him right next to Toby over there. Ah, shit. And he reaches into a compartment and pulls out what appears to be like the equivalent of duct tape. And just like tapes the chrysalis against the wall.
And Toby, being a goat, tries to gnaw on the...
Yeah.
Toby, be good.
Toby looks at you and is like, "Bleh," and stops.
He's a person.
And then
in
Toby
the
looks at the
chrysalis.
chrysalis and is just like, "Bleh."
He's a friend.
Disbelief fades into obedience
Good boy.
as he's just like, "Aye, man, whatever." The fuck?
You know, at this point, I'm just going to accept it.
Oh, Holt, this is our new friend.
Hello. Well met.
Oh, hello. The follower of Gemma, yes. She pronounced your arrival. Don't worry, they can't hear right now. And then he announces to all of you, "My name is Sarush, by the way. Please do not call me Uncle Puzzle." They call me that because they're still trying to figure me out. Also, I occasionally make bizarre demands.
Really?
It's not my fault I can see what they can't.
So how is this fucking conversation going to take place anyway?
I imagine that she'll approach you when you go to sleep. Or when you trance. If you could actually truly go to sleep, that would help her immensely.
Hmm.
Need any help?
Don't.
Is brother invited?
I fear he will not be able to join you.
Hmm.
As near as I can tell, the connection between the two of you is limited to the material plane. If he ends up on another plane of existence, that would be bad for you.
I'll keep an eye on him.
So, what was his name again? Parush?
Sarush.
Sarush. Sarush. Hell God.
Bad.
So, not unleashing him?
I would prefer if you didn't. I think that we'll be able to give that army a run for its money for a little while at the very least. The problem is being that he's probably going to split our force in half. We do have many capable warriors and more than a few spellcasters up our sleeves, but I don't think that they would count any more than 8,000 or so on each side, and uniting them is going to be very difficult. Badu is either going to have to go all the way around, or we'll definitely be able to give them some trouble, but obviously facing them in the open field will be untenable.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should go to Wind City or Ankara or Janam and figure out how their mobilization is faring.
That means getting back over District 6.
I mean, Connor shook you
Connor-
down once. I don't think he'll shake you down twice.
He did say he wouldn't. Not that I'm eager to go back there.
Not that he's very keen on keeping his promises.
Oh, that too.
Well, we can't find the mirror unless we get more information.
Would you like a cup of tea? To Salandra.
Would you like some whisper? We'll give you many information and many problems.
She meant more like regular tea, but
I'd rather have a cup of coffee right now, to tell you the truth, because I'm not fucking looking forward to this, but alright.
no,
There's
you don't have time.
There's something funny about shouting whisper at the top of my idiot GM lungs.
Silence will follow.
At which point Sarush just says, I think coffee will induce the opposite effect of what you desire.
It depends on what you mean by what I fucking desire. Okay. I can do this. I sit down, make myself as comfortable as possible. I look into my hand, cast slumber.
Oh,
That works.
That's great.
quote unquote, elves are immune to sleep. Not my own sleep, bitch. Buh. So meanwhile, where are the rest of you headed?
I think we should wait until she wakes up. it would be, if we went one direction, she woke up and told us to go another. It might be easier just to wait.
Clementine, should we have heard back from the messages you sent to Alexander and Auntie?
Birds have little wings, Holt. It's going to take them a while to get there, and probably longer still for a message to get back.
It's been like 5 days.
It's only been 3.
3? Listen, it all sort of blurs together up in the air. I don't like it.
Only because you're not looking out the window, Holt. Therefore.
Well, perhaps we can make use of the time all this happens. Could use some real food.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sarush offers, my attendants can make a meal for you. I prefer to stay here. Master Grub, would you care to converse with me? And Grub just, like, turns around and looks and is like, yes! Just, like, he wants to use all of his science devices. Like, he starts, like, he's just there, like, holding them all, like, sweating, just like, yes, I want to examine you! But his attendants cook up a meal for you.
I think I know why she's so angry all the time.
Why's that?
Their lives seem unmoored, very chaotic.
Yeah.
I prefer to think of them as exciting.
Well, I guess that if your nature is a bird, that would be exciting. That's not mine.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said I can see how it could be exciting if your nature was that of a... That is not mine, so...
I suppose that's true.
Was she angry when you met her, or did she become angry?
I think she's gotten nicer. We're a good influence.
I agree. Clementine gives Holt a high five.
That's adorable.
You realize that's low on Holt.
Yeah.
Clementine holds her arm up all the way up. It's like a low 5.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know. She's just had a rough life. I think it's defensive.
Well,
She's sweet, but don't let her know that I told you that.
Clementine, you think everyone's sweet.
And usually I'm right. It's just a matter of how deep you have to look.
Is anti-life shell an evil spell? It is not.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of what spells Sharush knows. And he definitely knows anti-life shell.
Sounds like something I don't want to know about.
Nope. Like, it creates a hemisphere around the creature that prevents the entrance of most types of living creatures. If they try to force their way in, it just starts, like, killing them.
Nice.
Oh, that's not what I thought. That's much more palatable.
I guess you have the freedom to. Well, I don't know. Where I come from, stuff happens. Accept it. You move on. You take responsibility for things you've done. Go to real. It is what it is. We could be. You all talk, but none of you train. I've seen you fight.
You can't just practice summoning bears. I mean, you can, but then you can't summon bears later in the day. So it's really a matter of trying to decide what you're going to possibly fight later in the day. But you're right. It probably wouldn't be the worst thing for me if I could lift my own body weight, but I have little arms.
Well, the principle is to develop discipline and strength and focus and confidence in oneself. That takes practice and time. So your thoughts don't get in the way. You're fierce. I understand you're emotional, but
It might not be a bad idea, Clementine, for you to learn how to properly wield that staff of yours.
well,
I mean, most of wielding it involves hurting sheep in direction. But
well, my mentor Lobo, don't take this as a direct. I don't know what the word would be. This isn't like you don't need to fight with physical things. It's the preparation of your mind and body. Obviously, you're not going to wield a big sword. But you would think being a slave, I know the moments in which I get to live and what parts of time others take from me. And it seems as if those who are free piss their time away. I understand as I wait in the cell that everybody I am to meet, every breath they take, every bite they take, every step they take, everything they do, potentially, well, that makes them stronger than I am.
you're right. I haven't had to think of everybody as an enemy, and you're right. I take a lot of this for granted. I've been able to fly for years, and I've never thought about what that.
But you live in the same arena. Nature is like that, tooth and claw.
Well, I have more teeth and claws than most there.
Yes, but Lobo, well, he was held in contempt. He was more orc than anything, but he was very wise. He would say even the words we speak to each other should have meaning and be worth the effort we take to speak them, or you don't.
Rivo, I could work for the rest of my life trying to stop saying you shit, but I don't think I'm ever.
No, this is not a. This is not a bad thing. I say. You have lots of feelings and you want to talk them out. You sweat them out. You cry them out. You bleed them out.
The places we're from, almost too much is done with words before action.
There's more Wolverine in you, Clem, than you think.
She pulls up her sleeve and holds up her arm where there's like horrific scars. Yeah, about 4 claws worth actually.
He nods approvingly. I'm glad Dreadgod doesn't talk. Well, to me.
No.
Lucky bastard.
It's not that bad. Just, never knowing when some sort of a powerful ultra-planar entity is thought.
There does seem to be something common about us all that
Hey, speak for yourselves. I haven't made any deals with any entity goats. Or mushrooms.
Smoke whisper every day.
I think you talking to the Earth counts, Clementine.
Yes, it's not a contract.
And we didn't say contract.
You're right. I may be Guy's bitch, but she's awfully good to me.
I hope there's enough food.
there is unfortunately not as much as you would like.
Yeah, I would hate to have to eat one of your legs.
I've had this type of food. It's good.
Oh,
I am uncomfortable eating with utensils.
That's okay. The mutants are certainly perfectly willing to let you eat with your hands.
No, I understand the utility of it. 'Cause he's cleaner, and he does like to be clean. So he's focusing on mastering. Not that he is much of a dinner conversationalist anyway.
I think the big thing is that Rivo hasn't had a lot of practice.
I've had good food. Just
not a lot of good conversation. Not a lot of people to talk to.
to get
yeah,
talked
there is the
at
trick
by-
of doing it both at the same time.
get talked at by Lobo.
Dude, that man can jaw on. You get him. He's usually pretty reserved. He's usually pretty quiet. But if you get him going, he will just start going. Ever tell you about my favorite shield? Ah, it was a
Blackstone.
mighty rounded thing made from mithril. It offered heavy duty protection, you know what I mean? Especially against those lunging and slashing attacks. Ah, they were nothing to me. And he will go on and on and on.
And like, you could stop eating long enough to.
The parenthesis
But-
is an internal monologue.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna top off a drink and take some meds. I'll be back.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. I'm also gonna grab
That's
a little
actually-
snack.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Break time.
Could you
Drink
got
time.
some of that,
Was that literal, Ronald?
Yes, that was literal.
shortbread?
Okay. All right.
This-
We'll
this-
discuss that after the break, I guess.
The centrifugal force of her twirling embrace sent you flying out the ship door.
Cap, you want a drink?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Grab me another Coke.
Yes.
Sticking with the theme and lamenting that I have no whiskey.
Fair. We don't have
Do
to
we
hug
have a
us?
little bit left?
I think so.
If
Hold
you
on, I don't
wanted
think
to
you
be
can hear
a
me.
hero.
What?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I had muted or not.
No.
I can hear you.
If you wanted to be a bro, you could bring that honey whiskey in here. Because you love me. This empty mead bottle sitting on my desk. And all it does is remind me of the fact that I have no mead. Yeah? Maybe. Thank you. Yes! That is enough for. Do you want any?
No, thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna finish it then. No, there's like one shot left.
That's definitely the rum line.
That's one shot.
If I got
Do I have to chug it right now to prove it?
No, and just because you can chug it in one go does not mean it's a shot's worth.
Yeah, it does.
God
That's
fucking
the
damn.
right now. Miss Rumline.
It's the rum line. It's not a shot, but line. Unfortunately, it's whiskey.
Shut up! You're not my dad! That would be really, really weird.
No thanks.
Listen, I know you're in grad school and you low-key want to die, but
Holy head.
sorry. Listen, I waited until like the 6th game session to bring in the
All right, who back?
That was a lot. I can't judge fluid volume.
Don't
Oh.
think, drink.
Exactly. Need to get me to a liquor store. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow.
Be back.
Excellent. Just strong enough. Get my tablet out.
I am back.
You guys are in New York, right?
Yes.
Syracuse. Where there is currently an outbreak of the mumps.
And that's why I haven't gone outside in a while. I went outside yesterday.
You
Oh,
did.
no, now you've got it.
Now I've got it. Bye, guys. Hopefully I don't fail this fortitude save.
I mean, I'm not going to get it because I have the booster, so.
My booster should count. I mean, I
Actually,
got it when I
okay.
was 16.
You actually probably do have them in time. But the ones that we were supposed to get, like, you get them when. Apparently, they just don't fucking work for the mumps. They're fine against, like, measles and rubella, but not against mumps. So they're like, our bad. Sorry that all of you, despite being vaccinated, somehow got the mumps. Anyway, just don't hang out with the lacrosse team and it'll be.
Very good brewery. They've got all kinds of stuff.
That sounds delightful.
I know that song.
What song?
I'm not a huge beer person, but I'm very partial to cider, and New York does a lot of cider.
Scrumpy's is the best I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I've done tastings, so it's organic. You'll be able to find it. Not too tart, not too sweet, not too cloying or cling to the palate.
Make note of that as well. I love getting to try new things.
So you have a mead and wine palate.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can't drink red wine.
very few people cultivate both. Most of them work in a liquor store if they do.
My dad liked to sample a lot of different things, so I got exposed to a lot.
I had been asked a couple of times to work at the liquor store in Massachusetts, the last place I lived. It was a really good beer store. They had a room that was, they had a vault with, it was 50% high-end beers and high-end wine.
So
They had tastings for each every week. Okay.
Let us begin again.
Of course, yes, sorry.
Oh no, don't be. These conversations are important. We're friends first and role players second.
It's a team building exercise, Bobby.
Anyway. So you guys have a meal. Rival wants seconds, and they're like, sorry, mate.
And then Slander goes flying out of the ship.
And then Salandra goes flying out of the ship, and Grub looks back at you and is
What
like,
the hell?
Wait, seriously?
I mean, you guys weren't in the ship. You were
I
eating
run over.
You were eating in the tower, but like, you know what? For the sake of comedic effect, so you guys are like having this
We were
conversation. Not picnicking. You're looking out the window and you're looking at the ship, and Salandra just goes flying out like head first sideways, just woo, poof.
Clementine books it outside.
Yep. Following suit.
Mm.
I don't know why you're running. It's probably something she said.
Oh.
That's fair, but she could be dead, and she's a rare surprise.
She's almost as tough as I am.
Slandra kind of like flips back to her feet. Whoa. Wow. She's fucking hot. Clementine, you would have been in trouble.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run a heal check on Salandra.
She seems to be roll that beautiful heel footage.
Let's see.
Oh.
Is she rather flushed and sweaty?
There are a few scrapes and bruises, but the only problem is that she seems to be in a mild fit of hysterics. Very mild.
This is good. Calm down, brother. It's gonna be okay, I think. Sorry, just really funny.
Oh, I'm glad you liked her.
I'm not sure about that, but pretty honest about things, so I'm not gonna complain too much about that.
Salandra's tattoos and spell scars look really vibrant.
Oh, you know what, Randall? Strike that, because I wouldn't know.
That's fair. You are unacquainted.
Yes.
It's stricken from the record.
Stricken from the bar. I retract that.
So I guess I'll have more to talk to Corgan about now. Man, he's gonna get a fucking laugh out of this. You remember Corgan, right?
Yeah.
Big elf dude. Yeah.
Yeah, the paladin from District 3.
So, I wonder, Holt, does this make us family?
I'm not sure if I follow.
Oh, apparently I'm Curious Champion.
Oh! So does this mean we should fight or kiss? How does
Hopefully
the story go?
I give a mental. I say the same thing to brother too. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh boy.
And this is where gaming over the internet is super useful. Do you have any idea how long it would take me to write out all these notes and pass them to all of you all the time?
Oh my goodness, you'd have to figure out the conversation way ahead of time.
I'd have to fucking grow an extra pair of arms.
Actually, what our DM does for our Saturday game is like everyone has their phones around. He just sends it to us over Facebook.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, you can text. Even though you're face to face, you can still text.
If only I had that power.
Either way.
So,
But-
what does being Kira's champion entail? And do you know where the mirror is?
No, I don't know that yet.
Yet. That's a good attitude, Salandra.
Hmm.
I think working for Kira's helped you a lot already.
Oh, I'm not working for her.
Oh. I think that's what a champion does.
The agreement was as long as our goals align, she provides information and support. And where they don't align, I do what I fucking want to do.
Well, as long as she agrees with that too, sounds alright to me.
Well, the one thing I have heard about Kira is that she is a entity of her word, so most entities are, except for the fucking dude that you're with. But you know,
Hey. Nice. We've got feelings.
That lot of help they are for regular folk.
yeah, gotta agree with that. So I'll keep on doing what I do, and from what Kira said, that is what she likes to do too. So.
No objections from anyone over here.
Yeah, I'm sure that you and Gemma have very similar tastes.
Hey,
Blood.
Clementine.
Sorry,
Not helping.
I thought it was pretty funny.
I know it was pretty funny.
It was a little funny.
Oh, fuck. How do I get myself into these things?
So Grub stops chatting with Sarush and looks to all of you and is like, alright, cool. I'm glad that you're all fucking conduits of a higher power or whatever, but like, where are we going?
That's a good
Inwards.
question.
You need to go to the major cities. Ankara, Janam.
Oh shit, which one's on the south side? Is that Ankara or Janam? Shit, man, I can never remember.
Janam? He's flipping a mental coin.
Janam, Ankara.
What district are you talking about?
5.
5.
Oh.
He's circumvented 6.
I don't even know if 5 had cities. Jeez. I thought it was
Yeah.
all traders.
Traders as in people who trade things?
Oh, no, I mean,
Or-
sorry, not traders. All,
Barbarians?
what do you call them? Transients. No.
Transient?
Nomads.
Helpos? Nomads.
Nomads. Yes, that's the one.
We got there in the end.
Oh, boy. Wow. David's brain is slowly eroding.
Grub looks at his basic map of Septemport and he's like, nope, shit, Ankara. Fuck.
So
So,
Ankara.
On the path we're on, is Ankara shorter distance? The shortest
Yes.
distance?
It would be like directly on the way. You would be able to. You would be so far from Connor's attention, he probably wouldn't even notice what's happening.
That
We
sounds
don't need-
really good.
We don't need to mention that part too.
No. Just saying.
What languages does Clementine speak?
Common, Halfling, and Druidic.
No.
Sorry.
And Holt, you're just pretty much common, right?
Yes.
Know pretty much about it.
You don't need to say that like it's such a bad thing. At least I can write.
I get a
Fair.
cat that wants to go out.
Fair.
I'll be back.
Okay.
It's all good.
Come on up, baby.
So the only one I can speak secretly to is Grub.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot.
And brother, of course.
Of course.
Oh,
I f-
and the angel.
Right.
Angel
forgot-
baby.
I forgot all the. I cannot remember what languages Grub speaks, but he speaks like fucking 7 of them.
Mhm. Well, I know Gutter is one of them, so we'll
Oh,
speak
yeah.
that. I'm pretty sure he speaks Gnome.
Yep.
So I don't know if he speaks Elvish. I
Oh
don't
man,
remember.
Grub reads Draconic.
Nice.
Yeah, I kind of vaguely recall that being actually significant at one point.
Yes, he can.
He even made a comment about the fact that everything important is written in Draconic, and Philander's been pissed off about that ever since and playing and learning Draconic at her first opportunity.
Spite is a great motivator.
It's so good. If only we could harness spite. But yes,
There would be no more energy crisis.
right. He can
Fuck me up.
speak and write and read Common, Elven, Gnomish, Dwarven, Gutter Speak, Terran, and Draconic. All the craftsmen's languages.
Oh, so Elvish too.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we share quite a few languages.
He's a bit
How
of a
high-
polyglot.
Is Grub, what is it, 18, 20?
Higher.
Int? Higher than 20. Oh,
Yes.
fuck.
Like, that being said, like, intelligence is his most powerful statistic. All of his other stats pale in comparison. Especially his
yeah.
charisma. Dear God. His poor charisma. Like, he's got a way of talking, but, like, whenever it's important or he needs to say something that he really needs to get his point across, it just sort of falls apart.
Yeah.
Solandra, you've seen him try to date. It's fucking embarrassing.
Well, from Slider's point of view, he's cute because he's smart. I mean, that's, pretty much like, it's she does tend to date based on brains more than anything else.
Fair enough.
So that body then.
Let me see if I can find a picture
Maybe.
of Kira.
Fair.
Back.
Welcome back.
Solandra is thinking a bit about cuckolding Gemma, but
Meh?
Yeah, that's what she looks like.
All this time, Kira was an anime.
You didn't know?
I'm such a fool.
Except, like, those are her actual, like, dimensions. She's a big head and a tiny mouth. Anyway.
Silently judging.
it's big eyes.
Right. Big eyes, tiny mouth. My bad.
Mhm.
God damn it. Anyway, so you guys start flying towards Ankara. Right on. Like, man, there's not much to fly over. Like, you're actually seeing, like, the ridges of the outside of the mountain. It's weird. And, like, there's a whole ecosystem down there composed of, like, giant flies and giant spiders.
Whoa.
Also, there's something in the salts.
In?
Like a dune-esque sandworm. Like you can see the salts being shifted by something moving around underneath.
Hey, Toby. How much of that salt did you eat?
Bleh.
Okay. Let me know if you feel weird. Like you're about to burst into giant worm parts.
Like he looks at you with a look of abject goat fear, just like, what did I do?
I'm just kidding, baby.
doesn't
How
think
pissed
you're
off his
kidding.
brother, by the way?
Brother is like pretty upset, like a jealous brother. Like now there's a new kid in the family, and he's like, what? No, this is wrong. I'm the only son. I'm the only other child in this household. And she's like, well, no, we're sharing the house. And he's like, this metaphor is getting stretched too far.
Are the two of them talking to each other directly?
You have no idea.
That would be interesting.
If they are, there is no way for you to measure or understand that communication. But the flight over the southern wastes is like largely there's dirt. There's a few oases. There's people scrabbling by to survive. And you go over another wall and boom, Ankara.
Whoa!
Like Ankara stretches from the walls of District 4 to the walls of District 6. It's built up against the cliff face. And it is the city of machines.
Oh, fuck. No wonder you wanted to go here.
Grub starts drooling. Holy shit, man. Look at the servos on that guy. Holy fuck, they're huge. Giant columns, man. What the fuck? How do you even get a chassis that big without it fucking falling apart when it takes us? What the fuck? Like he can't even like speak at full voice.
Fucking gee.
And then the ship starts lolling a little bit to the left, and Grub catches himself. He's like, "Oh Jesus!"
10 and 2, Grub.
10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, man. Oh fuck!
Excuse me.
So if you do this, somebody bets you in a bar how long you can hold the sword, you'll win.
I love winning bets.
You can make some mad cash in District 4 by winning a shit ton of bets.
Tell me more.
So the ship lands. Sarosh says, "Don't worry, I'll be fine here." And Grub is like, "What about all the traps?" And he's like, "I'll be fine. I've seen them. I don't think any of them will be able to hurt me particularly badly. I'll also be able to help defend the ship in a limited capacity." The good thing is that if someone tries to steal the ship, I can just pretend that I'm not alive. And hopefully I get sold to someone benevolent.
Tape him onto the steering wheel and pretend he's it. Sorry, that's out of character.
Okay.
Okay.
But Grub found a little space off to the way and a little park to land in. And like as you all walk out, like there are a bunch of people who are just sort of like staring at your ship. They're obviously not used to this sort of thing.
Better than
Adventure.
having to wait forever to get it filed.
And then eventually a golem walks towards your ship. It's, like 14 feet tall, made out of radiation. No, it's 14 feet tall and made out of stone.
Hmm.
And then, like, superimposed over its incredibly smooth, like, its head is smooth and seems to be made out of some sort of marble. And the image of, like, plain white and gray smoothness gives way to like a human face superimposed on it like a screen. And it looks at all of you and says, "What are you all doing here?"
We've come with tidings from the Hell Jungle.
And the tidings from the Hell Jungle were so important that you landed in a park in an unlicensed ship.
Hey, we're licensed. Isn't that what we went through that whole thing with?
License for District 4, Clementine.
And 6, sort of.
Sort of. And
Well, this is our first trip to Ankara, so I guess we have an opportunity to fix that.
Starting with where we should properly land. Our apologies.
Yeah, Grub pipes up and he's like, "Sorry, dude, if there's like a hangar or a ship bay out here, I don't know where it is." And he's like, "No, there isn't one. You land outside and then you walk in. But since you're already here, we'll forget about that. But just next time." So you bring
Thank-
tidings from the Hell Jungle. What's the matter? Giant dinosaurs, zombie outbreak.
Just a quick question. Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a captain of Guardhouse 7.
So
My name is...
randomly generated.
You damn straight it's randomly generated. My name is Kunzikem.
So this is actually a golem talking, not a person with the golem.
There is no person with the golem. The person's face is superimposed over the golem's face.
Ah, I
And
see.
Now that
this is very eerie.
Now that you pay attention to it, Kunzikem is obviously very gnomish looking. His voice is very deep for a gnome.
Did you receive any word of anything from the Hell Jungle yet?
No, is there something that we should be aware of?
Fuck yeah.
Would it be alright if we met in your guardhouse to talk?
Very well then.
This might be... What sort of government do they have here anyway?
You are not sure. Clementine, roll knowledge history.
You got it. Stop rolling threes.
No promises.
2.
I mean, fair. 16.
The governmental style of Ankara is an enlightened oligarchy. Those who create the finest inventions and are from the most prestigious families are allowed to pass and make laws.
For future reference, Landra does have marginal knowledge of history. So
Got it. I could bring.
she's got like one point and a whole bunch of knowledges.
Woo! Always important. If you don't have 1 point, you don't get a roll.
Mm-hmm.
I could bring you there. Most people don't arrest themselves. Come with me.
Wait, arrest?
So he brings you guys to a guardhouse, The city is mostly a bustle with dwarves and gnomes. You know, they always get along. Like there's the occasional human, but the population is predominantly gnomes and dwarves. There's a dwarf sitting behind a desk as you enter the guardhouse, and he salutes the golem and says, "Captain!" And the golem does not salute back. It has a different sort of like salute that does not involve touching like any part of its body. It's just a sort of like, you know, it's a hand held up to its head, palm facing forward, fingers toward the head. And it leads you into a sort of quieter chamber. At which point the golem, it leads you to sort of like not an interrogation room, but like sort of like a side office, and then the golem sort of like walks off, and then the gnome who had been speaking from the face of the goblin walks into the office and takes a seat at a gnome-sized desk with a gnome-sized chair. At which point he pulls a lever on the chair, and it brings him up to your heights, or to the tallest
Neat trick.
one of you.
So, what we have to say probably needs to go to your leaders. But there's been a sighting of a massive army coming through the Hell Jungle towards Septemport.
I'm gonna need a diplomacy from whoever wants to deliver that.
Maybe Holt should do it.
Yeah, it's definitely the kind of give you out in public, because it's the kind of news that would cause a panic. So I will deliver that. Come on, D20. With a nat 20 and
Yeah, baby.
diplomacy +2, so a 22.
So he looks at you and he's like, "You're not kidding, are you?"
Not one bit. I wish I was.
Okay. It's time, I guess. Let's see if those Janamians really want to mix it up or not. So he sidles off and he picks up a little ball and puts a little message in it and sends that off. And he's like, and it just goes flying through the air. Okay, I assume that you guys will want to meet with one of the families, I suppose.
Yes, that would be great.
Murbeth, probably. She's the closest.
Marbeth.
Come with me.
Holt will follow the gnome.
And like,
Right.
as y'all are following the gnome, walking through the city streets, like, first things first, like, Grub is like struck dumb, and he's just staring at everything and like making mental notes and just like, what?
I'll whack him from time to time.
It's necessary. Like he's relying heavily on his walking stick, just like, what?
Eventually, I'll grab his earlobe to direct him.
Yeah, I guess. Fuck Christ.
Fuck, you need a piercing. Has anyone told you you're too fucking tall?
Yeah, a couple times. So you guys head off, walking through the city streets, you know, just dwarves, gnomes, doing business, chatting amongst themselves. And he brings you to a certain area and like pushes his hand up against a large gate, which leads to an impressive compound adorned with a fantastic garden. By the way, just found a random garden generator.
Tell me more.
The garden is a luxurious patch of grass accompanied by intertwining bushes. A lone ornamental piece stands in the center, intricately designed, and a rare sight, too. The flower and plants are growing without boundaries. There's not even a single weed in sight. They're full of bizarre magical potential. The bushes reach 1 meter in height, but will continue to grow in all directions if not stopped, and therefore require regular maintenance. Various stones hint at paths around the garden, giving people an elegant way of exploring the garden and all it has to offer. Vines eagerly creep and crawl their way beyond the allocated garden spots, each eager to take just a little bit more land for themselves. The ornamental piece claimed this land first, as the garden was designed around it. The flower and plants do deserve some credit, and the bushes are surely a sight to behold, but everything will always be overshadowed by the ornamental piece.
Are we all
Beautiful.
here, by the way?
Yeah. Everyone except
Sarush.
Sarush. Man, I'm going to have to write his name down because I keep forgetting it.
Clementine will kind of hold on to Toby so he does not tread where he should not.
So the little gnome walks up and he knocks on a door and like a voice calls out from nowhere in particular. Captain, to what do we owe the pleasure? These people are bearing news, Miss Merbeth. There's trouble in the hell jungle. And she says, there's always trouble in the hell jungle. And he's like, no trouble in the hell jungle. And she, like, you can hear her eyebrow cock through the faceless speech as the door opens. At which point, a rather muscular lady dwarf comes into the room. She is adored in sleeveless robes. Her beard is trimmed, is like short, trimmed, very nice. And she looks at all of you and says, what seems to be the problem in the hell jungle?
We bring news of an army massing in the hell jungle, at least 60,000 strong, raising it to the ground as it heads toward the woods.
Like she sidles up to a little coffee table, starts drumming her fingers across it, takes a big deep breath, and she just says, well, we can't have that happening, can we?
No, ma'am.
Didn't think so. I'll send out the word. The clans will come when they're called. It'll just take us a couple of days to get there. And she, like, cries out a terrible shriek. Torvald! Send a message to Janam. Let's see if they can assemble in 2 days.
So this is a gnome, you said?
This is a lady dwarf, I think,
Yes.
right?
A super gorgeous lady dwarf.
Oh, well, yes. I'm kind of Lobo has made me believe like they're gonna. I'm expecting them to like spit and snort and act like savages. So I'm kind of really confused by how urbane, and they seem totally nonplussed with me.
Right?
So
Which is just like super weird.
I'm confused.
There have been way too many orc-dwarven rivalries that you are familiar with. Man, you remember the days? Let me get my random dwarf generator name out. Random dwarf. Give me a random orc real quick. You remember? You've heard about the fights between Uzul and Raizmeda. They like their last fight in the arena ended with both of them dying, and they only had 3 attached limbs between the two of them. It was fucked up, dude.
What did the Keymaster have to do with this?
God damn it.
What
Stop
Keymaster?
that.
Oh, fucking god damn
Minion
it.
of Gozer.
Zool, motherfucker, Zool! Anyway.
Dave is probably the only one that got my meme. All you other youngins have no idea what that is.
I really have no idea.
Yeah,
I never saw that movie. That was the Phantasm, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
The flying balls.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh shit, is that a phantasm image? Oh fuck. Oh right, yeah. It's got the balls with the blades and they suck the blood out. Yeah, I got into a little phantasm kick because the name of the villain is the Tall Man. And anyway.
Oh, speaking of which, did you ever see Kronos?
No, I
No,
didn't.
not yet, but it's on Cap. It's on Canopy.
Oh.
I'm not saying it's the best movie ever. It's definitely one of Guillermo del Toro's weaker films, but it's very cool. I mean, the imagery is very cool. The concepts are very cool.
I was about to say, one of
Yeah,
his
I'll
weaker
watch the shit
films
out of
is
that.
still awesome.
Well, he's Guillermo del Toro, so you know.
Guy doesn't fuck around.
Mm.
So Milbirth asks you, and what should we be expecting down there? 60,000 strong, 60,000 what?
Gnolls, goblins, bigger, stronger than what you're probably picturing right now.
Well organized, well trained, hungry.
Huh.
Some ogres, some orcs, hobgoblins, lots of hobgoblins.
Huh. Funny. Alright, fine. No problem. The other families will be alerted. We'll do our best to handle this. 60,000, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be more.
Could be more.
We didn't get exact intelligence.
That's fine. Alright. I'll have my best man on it.
Thank you.
That was easy.
On to Janam, I suppose.
No, it's fine. We'll send our word to Janam. When one part of District 5 hears the call for war, the rest hear it too.
Thank
We've
you.
been preparing for this. It's finally here.
What the fuck have you been preparing for?
District 5 has always been preparing for war. And it's finally here.
Were you expecting something coming out of the hell jungle like this, or?
You know, just in case Gemma gets another idea to attack or something like that. I doubt this horde could rival Gemma's, but we'll handle it.
Thank you.
What about the elf?
Elf?
The leader seems to be an elf. Acting on behalf of someone else. That's all we know.
Incredibly strong. Can killed a man with a touch.
Got it.
Do I recall the name? Because the freaking Shadow Demon knew the name.
Right, yes, you remember.
Erlon.
Erlon.
The army could be up to 100,000.
Probably no more than that. It would starve itself out if it was.
Got it. You know what? You know what they say, don't shoot the messenger. I feel like rewarding them. Make a request of me and I'll grant it. And I'll see if I can grant it.
Holt looks to the others like,
Clementine blushes immediately.
Grub, is there anything we need for the ship?
Shit.
That doesn't involve mutating my Helgak.
Not really. I could probably use something.
Well, actually, should we request all the proper licenses and agreements to travel freely through District 5, or is that necessary?
Like, she bats her hand at you. That's unnecessary. Already done. Captain, make it happen. And he's like, ma'am, I can't. And she just looks at him and says, make it happen. And he's like, he's just some gnome captain of the guard, and he shrugs and he's like, I guess I'm making it happen. So yeah, you can ask for any magical item that's worth 7,000 gold pieces, or just 4,000 in cash if you can't think of anything important.
So I guess the Ring of Wizardry is out.
Sorry.
Could I spend the week coming up with something?
No, if you don't have an item off the top of your head.
I say let Grub go wild with the reward.
Well, I was about to say maybe we should stock up on beneficial potions that we can use.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Are
like
always
a
in season.
Yep, like a grab bag of
Healing items.
healing, cure disease,
Yes, Holt.
cure poison.
Definitely healing items.
Shut up!
You're a bullet sponge.
You're a bullet sponge.
You're right. I just can take less bullets.
Pretty shitty sponge.
It's a little sponge. It's a sponge that's doing its best.
Aw, brilliant. Actually, everlasting rations are an item.
What?
What?
It's not
I
great,
have a...
but it'll keep you alive. Wait, what the fuck? Bag of everlasting dung? Hold on.
Hold on, I'm getting that.
Hold on.
No.
Huh, it'll fuel a small fire for 8 hours or fertilize a 20-foot square patch of land. It also constantly exudes a pungent scent.
You can make bombs with it.
But no, there is definitely everlasting rations. They cost 5,000 apiece.
No.
I also have a spell that can create a bountiful feast to feed 2 people. Or presumably a less bountiful feast to feed more people.
Sweet. Anybody want Merlin's spoon?
What the fuck?
It's a spoon that like produces this gray, flavorless but highly nutritious gruel.
Ew.
No.
It takes 24 hours to fill a pot with enough to feed 4 people. But like
No.
you need to put the spoon in something in order for it to fill it up, or else just like it'll just start filling your backpack up with gruel. Just like
That's,
leaving a trail behind you. It's
That's
fucking,
a fucking cursed item.
it's fucking
Put that down.
disgusting. Anyway.
Marvo does think we should do something because we need to eat. We're gonna get sick. Something's gonna happen.
Well, if Slander had a choice, she'd be going for some mithril chain, but she feels like she doesn't want to get greedy with the others.
No, I mean like you all each get a request.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Oh, all right.
Let me make
If
that
that's-
clear. You each get an item worth 7,000 gold pieces or 4,000 in cash.
That makes it a very different proposition.
Pardon
Holy
me.
fucking shit!
Fuck.
5,000 apiece? Everlasting rations.
Rivo looks very nervous.
What's wrong?
I have to go.
Hey, a belt of incredible dexterity costs 8,000 gold pieces for a +4 one. Is that beyond the realm if I dumped in an extra 1,000?
If you dumped in an extra 1,000, she could make that happen for you.
Ooh, okay. I'll go for it.
Sounds good.
So I had originally intended to get a lightning staff back in District 4, and I was gonna have Grub make it, but then he was like, I'm not gonna really workshop. So, could I get my staff enchanted?
You could definitely do that.
Heck yeah!
Like, she sends it off to a workshop, and it comes back, like, within the hour.
Whoa! Yes.
I do not need Cat's Grace anymore. Yay.
I totally forgot that enchanted belts were a thing.
What the fuck? Alright. Grub is like, so I heard about this thing. It's called the Ring of Swarming Stabs. Can I have one of those? And she's just like, yeah, sure. And he's like, sweet. Wicked.
Don't hurt yourself, Grub.
Oh, I'll be fine. And she brings him this rough leather band.
Is it like a wristband? Or...
No, it goes on it's a ring.
Oh, okay.
Crafted of
Oh.
hardened leather strips, bits of fur, feathers, bone, and the occasional piece of ivory.
Ronald, I'm sorry, I lied about the cost of the Belt of Incredible Dexterity. It's only 8,000 if you're crafting it. It's 16,000 normally.
Oh, nope. You're going to have to settle for
Heavens.
the +2.
Yeah. Can I get something else?
You may.
Okay, and... Well, when I say get something else, I mean plus the Belt of Incredible Dexterity, or is that just one item?
Oh, that is one item, and that'll be your item.
Okay, let me get something else then. Because I can always buy that from Grub.
Random gargoyle names?
Did you seriously find a gargoyle name generator?
Oh, fuck yeah. We got Karak, Kianim, Kokam, Gruzgak, Vrumdan, Elzak, Kabokrir, Suvogaz, Kozgajog, and Navunin. I've also got gender-neutral names and female names for all of your female golems. I'm sorry, gargoyles, not golems. Pardon me. Oh man, I need a random currency denomination. Grals, Claries, Godigs, Gnomish Nondrants, Space Gold, Chronos, Black Tokens, Chrono Dollars, Commonwealth Lev, and Tribe Aureuses. This website is fantastic. Oh man, I need a random holy book. You have found the Book of Morality, the Testament of Angels, the Brotherhood Scrolls, the Revelations of Isoi, and the Matriarch of Okgin. Or the Testament according to Emis. Site is so cool. Oh man, you know what I could use? Random mobster names. Daniel Five Fingers Demonico. Ronaldo and
Why
the
would
Gents.
you need to specify that number of fingers?
Well, there's also Gene Four Fingers LaPerry. And Dexter the Undertaker Parkin.
All right, I'm going to go for a +2 mithril chain shirt,
Oh, hell yeah.
which is actually lighter than my studded leather armor.
Mithril is a beautiful thing. One of these days, I'm going to throw a rust monster at you, and you're going to be like, nope, shut up, fuck you. Oh, pardon me. Let me go to the monster
Yeah,
advancer.
joke's on you. I don't have a single bit of metal on. Except for what's in my heart.
You
Yep,
can't.
and
You're
brother's
a-
resin. Brother's resin.
So weird. All right, so we're going to get an extremely giant, extremely advanced rust monster. Go.
Please no.
All All right, it's a CR9. It's a gargantuan aberration. Its antennae have a 30-foot range. With a plus 14 to hit, and it just does plus 18 damage if it hits you. Just you get slapped with an antenna.
What do I roll to leave the material plane?
An attended object or magic item or metal creature can attempt a DC 27 reflex save to negate the rusting effect. It can sense all metal within 90 feet. All right, Holt, you are given like... Nope, not at all. Holt, if you want like a quote unquote king's bounty, they can offer you 10 endless rations and 10 ever full mugs.
I'll take it.
Boom. The mugs give you enough water for a day. The rations give you enough granola bars to eat for a day.
Perfect. Calories.
About to say, those granola bars will keep you alive and will keep you going, but, you know, man cannot live on bread and water alone.
It's true.
I mean, actually, you could get enough nutrition from these granola bars to sustain you, but you probably kill yourself after a couple of years of just eating them.
Good in a pinch, though.
Absolutely. Not meant to replace actual food.
But Ken,
I mean, it's better than the shit that comes out of Merlin's spoon. Here's
it's the ramen noodles of Pathfinder.
Here's the thing. Merlin's spoon costs 12,000 gold pieces. It's fucking insane.
That's an expensive practical joke, but I think it would be worth just like put it in a box, give the box to somebody. Congratulations. Overflowing with rice sludge.
Right, pardon me. It costs 5,400 gold pieces. Still. Although the substance has a flavor similar to that of warm, wet cardboard, it is highly nourishing and contains everything necessary to sustain any herbivorous, omnivorous, or carnivorous creature. The spoon can produce sufficient gruel each day to feed up to 4 humans.
I'm so glad that this is a thing that exists.
Hey, D&D, it's got your back, boy. Anyway.
Oh my god, at what cost?
At what cost? Anyway, Clementine.
5,400 gold.
Right? They said that. Clementine, Rivo, what do you want? Oh, Rivo sent me a message.
Lightning staff. Gonna zap some bitches. And now Holt and I can be lightning buddies.
Rivo, you are given a magical sack.
Backpack, backpack.
Yeah, I still have to buy a handy haversack from Grub.
Holy hell, the recording just stopped for no reason at all.
Whoa, it's possessed.
Glad I had it open on my other monitor. Anyway,
Woo!
so, y'all get everything that you want?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes.
You are ushered back to your ship and free to go wherever you please.
I'm gonna trade my my old studded leather back to Grub for
What enhancement is your studded leather armor?
+1.
Yeah, I can work with this. You know, you never know when you need raw materials.
Well, it's your work.
Flashes you a big thumbs up. So, where are y'all headed to next? Wind City?
Yeah.
How far is District 6 from here?
pretty close, actually. You are like right on the border between 5 and 6.
I have to go back.
Why? Where?
What do you mean?
I have to go back. I can't talk about it.
Is
I'm not
Connor
go-
making you?
It has nothing to do with him. Well, we'll be going nowhere near him.
Well, we've dragged you all over Hell's Half Acre. It's only fair. Tell us where you need to go.
Ah, forget it. He looks embarrassed that he said anything.
Hey, if you want to go home, it's not a problem.
If we go back, he'll want to talk. If we went back, I need at least 3 hours. 3 hours to do what I need to do.
I look around the ship and kind of shrug. I think we can spare 3 hours and a detour. Grub?
You don't understand. If we go back to 6, he'll want to talk to me. I may not get that 3 hours.
That's fine. I can turn. As long as we're not going near his throne, man, I can turn on the stealth mode when we need it.
This thing has stealth mode?
Yeah, man. I can make this thing invisible.
Well, not completely.
Okay, kind of invisible. It's mostly invisible. I'm telling you, man, I can get us in there without him even knowing that we were there. Anyone sees us, boop, we're gone.
I could turn you invisible. Wouldn't last that long, though, but enough for you to get to where you're going.
And if it's a matter of, for example, if you have to drop something off somewhere, I can turn into something innocuous and do it for you. Sorry, I don't want to pressure you. Just we are in your corner.
That's why I get nervous when the offer was made.
Right on.
One, he didn't believe it was real.
As near as you can tell, that bag is legit.
I wouldn't know anyways. And I don't even know what I've got saved.
I can make that for you.
But it's his. As I said before, it's its closest. He wouldn't tell anybody. He wouldn't. If anybody tried to follow him, he'd chop them down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You Clementine will give you the offer of backup, but if you're like, no, fuck off, it's like, okay, I'm out.
Oh what?
I mean, you read his background, so you pretty much know what it is.
Oh, I certainly do, but Clementine's got no idea. She honestly kind of figures that Connor kind of has him on like a, hey, you have to report back in X amount of days.
All I know is that I've seen indentured agreements work out really bad. That's not to say that people don't get free, but
It's the exception rather than the rule.
all right. So if you yeah, that makes sense because that's about how long it would have taken me to gain. That's probably when I became from slave to indentured.
Exactly.
As a apple. You know, when he decided to put an apple in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could also go to Wind City and stop by the stash on your way back down.
Oh, it's a random. How much is Ravo save generator?
Yep. Dude, man, you
Okay.
fucking know it. You've got all sorts of weird things in there, man. Small prizes you won.
Yeah.
I don't want to try and convince you one way or another, but Wind City is really beautiful, and I think you'd like to see it.
Was that Holt?
No, sorry, that's Clementine.
Oh, Clem. Fine. You see him. Remember how I was saying he taught you that exercise to do something when you really don't want to think about something else?
Mm-hmm.
You see him start to do that.
And when you guys get back to the ship, Clemenstein starts doing her exercise for how she starts handling with things that she doesn't want to
thinking
deal
about
with things.
things that you don't want to think about. I'm gonna make some tea. Anybody want some?
No, thank you.
It's really pretty, but I'm not sure if it's me.
I think the last time you did it, you were just in a bad place.
Oh no, sorry. I'm just looking at my new kit.
Oh.
It's so shiny.
Oh, that kind of tea, yeah. Double no.
Well, I mean, I could make you regular tea if you...
Hull, I don't want to know what would happen to you if you did some whisper. It would be...
I'd probably explode.
We've thought about it, actually. We're like, that would just be
fucked up.
So, Clementine, in regards to your offer, from the three of us, fucking no.
What? It's fine. I just do one of the hardest hallucinogens ever invented, ever.
And I mean the three of me, not them. If they want to, they can do it.
Ribo? You want to fly while you fly?
Fine.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, you want to give hallucinogen to Oh, that's a smart idea.
It's fun. It's fine, Salon. Don't worry.
Oh,
Oh,
dreamy.
you remember the last time I did it?
You spent the night sitting quietly looking at brother?
Hmm, that's what you saw. My brain wasn't permanently broken, thank you.
Clementine gives you a thumbs up.
So, Rivo, are you certain you would like to drink some of the Elijah's Whisper infused tea?
Oh, I said no, thank you. Sorry, you didn't.
Oh, sorry. We thought you said yes. We were
I was
we were
grunting.
confused and surprised.
I wasn't sure
No.
if that was an I'm fine of yeah, I'll do it, or I'm fine of no thanks.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, that's fair.
So, Clementine, do you take the dive?
Heck yeah, we're going in. It has been too long, and it's just time to let it fall away.
So you guys start flying towards Wind City. And Clementine starts tripping balls.
Rivo now wants to know what the fuck this is about, so he's gonna go over and intently watch this whole thing unfold.
It's a drug. This one has some mystical side effects to it, so that it kind of expands your consciousness in ways while it's fucking ripping up your brain at the same time. So I don't recommend it.
Hey, it's not Clementine's fault you have an exceptionally bad reaction to it.
That's true. Your reaction is, she thinks, at least, atypical.
So, is this a good thing for her or not?
The jury's out on that one.
She's never hurt herself with it before.
Oh, sweet Elijah!
She might start talking to the ship or the rocks or the birds.
And I've got to do his voice a little justice right here. Like, the way he says it is, "Hey, you kid, wanna die?"
Who are you?
Don't worry about it.
What? Where are you?
So she starts talking to the walls again?
Yeah.
I sort of saw this before.
Oh. Sorry.
You know, it occurs to me that...
Yeah.
It occurs to me
You're the one dancing, not me. Well,
that Clementine, you may not have picked up on this quite yet, Rivo, but Clementine's an extremely powerful spellcaster with control over the elements. And we're letting her take a fucking hallucinogen on top of a moving airship.
Yep.
Maybe we should have more of a say on that, because what if she decides to summon a fucking lightning bolt into this?
Did you say that in character?
Yeah.
You really had to bring up the lightning bolt again, didn't you?
She's a druid. That's what they do. She's getting powerful enough that pretty soon she's going to be able to manipulate the weather.
Don't you dare! God, don't.
So how about if we decide to have a say in what the fuck you do? Just hypothetically.
Well, I'm not doing stuff that's going to cause me to start exploding.
I'm not saying she doesn't need help. It's just a choice of words. You seem to like your space. But yeah, this doesn't look good. But I don't know these things.
I'm not a big one in
Sorry,
making other
kind of
people's
on edge.
choices for them, so.
Maybe we should just make her aware of the dangers.
Well, Connor's given me something, and I've had it enough to know that sometimes the choices are taken from you, and if that's anything like it, I know this shit exists. I've seen an Obian house.
This is different stuff.
I just want the
Opiates
first one
mainly
for
like
now.
you, mainly stone you, get you down. This stuff doesn't just bring you down; it brings you to different worlds.
I've been in here too long. I'm talking like her. It's her choice. I'll respect that.
What do you?
Oh, please no.
What?
Oh, Tenacious D. You're not supposed to know that. That's offensive adult stuff. For binary Neanderthals like Dave and I.
I have memorized all
It took
of
me
the
many
songs.
years to finally get the guts to watch that movie.
Actually,
as Cap likes to say, they say the fuck word.
No,
Listen.
let me retract that. Dave's not a binary Neanderthal. Only me.
I don't even know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
It's Jack Black. I can tell that.
Okay,
man.
hold on.
It's
Hold on.
Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
No. I've got this covered.
All right, you go
Thank
for
you,
it.
Chris.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. You just startled me. It's been kind of a tough few days. And this is not how I'm used to speaking with people like this.
Okay. Since I'm going to respect not only you as fellow gamers, but the potential audience, I will take a performance from BlizzCon.
Oh, yes. Delicious Tenacious D. They brought Tenacious D to BlizzCon in 2010.
Yeah,
What the fuck were they thinking?
it gave no shits.
2010 was a pure time.
Let me go back to 2010.
Please, no.
Actually, yeah, please no. I take it back.
Is anybody else listening?
Oh, I'm listening. I've opened my soul.
Oh, the veil is thinner. That makes sense.
Let's see how good.
He's awful romantic tonight.
Let's see how good Ronald is at multitasking.
you're not going to pull me into this just because you want someone to pull in different directions.
The crowd singing along. It's beautiful.
How can you not sing along?
All right. Well, that's more reasonable. But what do you want? And other than closeness, there's nothing that I can offer you that is particularly interesting.
So that was before he was famous. Neither one of them. They spent their political capital to do that.
Oh, I do like making friends. No.
Just like Peter Jackson spent his political capital to do King.
Yeah.
What kind of prank is it? If it's a prank on Gemma, it'll probably be really funny.
Wait, what?
Oh god, she's talking to fucking Dogo.
Oh,
The trickster?
all right. Tell me more.
Oh, that's the last thing we need.
Not to my face, but there have been people that thought that I was touched. Amongst this group, I don't know.
Don't be offended, brother.
I need to fight something.
Mm.
Is that a play off the word execution? Ah! Clementine starts, like, pulling and tearing at her clothes, trying to get something off her, like it's maybe like a bug or gushing blood. What?
Hold, why are you typing so much? It's her cutscene.
Girl, Cap's always typing.
Oh.
Sorry.
She takes meticulous notes.
I do.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
And she has a mechanical keyboard, so it's always like...
I will be purchasing a quieter keyboard.
No, I love your machine gun keyboard.
One of the guys we played with a lot used to take very, very good notes, and he's actually a writer, so he did some work on converting some of our sessions into stories, which was nice.
Oh.
I do that for one of our other games.
I'm sorry, there's a lot going on, and I'm sorry, my usual sense of humor is usually... That was a good joke. Maybe it was a cheap shot, but it was pretty fun.
So her eyes closed. Do they roll back in her head? Are they open? Is she?
She's kind of
are-
looking around.
Are her pupils dilated or fully blown or
Oh, fully blown.
Yeah, her
pinpoints?
eyes are like black right now.
Fucking huge as fuck.
Does she smell?
No, she's a druid. She doesn't smell like anything.
Clean
Oh,
water.
I kind of push her. Does she recognize if I push her?
Yes. You push her a little bit, and she adjusts.
she kind of probably does that thing where, like, you know, like when your cat sees a demon, but happens to be looking at you.
Pigeon?
I specifically adopt cats that don't believe that.
when they're like, you know, looking around. There. Is this not a common thing to have happen?
Oh, I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
Ugh.
Hey, stop that!
How long does this go on?
That's rude when people can't see your jokes.
Marvo looks around at Holt to Salandra.
It varies.
I don't know how much is a normal dose. It usually lasts a few hours.
Sometimes she's in a different state for days.
Damn it! You see Clementine extend her hand into the air.
And then her hand starts frantically shaking up and down. Like a big old Mickey Mouse handshake. And like literally you look at her arm and it's flopping around like it's a fucking noodle. Like the bone in it is turned to mush. And then when it settles, it returns to normal. Like in a sort of shimmery hallucinogenic after image. Just like it just sort of like it like quickly starts shifting and like reeling back into its socket like it's a hose at the end of a line. And she seems to make no notice of it.
Oh, okay, I've seen enough. He pops up and
How many fucking people can this ship hold again, Grub? Because it's getting fucking crowded with incorporeals.
We have a deal. Oh.
I really need to study that mark on your chest.
All right. Well,
this
we'll,
thing.
we'll keep things as they need to be.
Yeah.
I understand.
None of this is a fucking coincidence, you know?
No?
Yeah, we're all here because some things wanted us to be here.
Mm.
In my case, it works with what my goals are anyway, because hard for me to avoid doing the things that I want to do, just because someone else wants me to do them. Though I'm inclined to sometimes.
Thank you.
The voice you hear from the earth says, I hate being interrupted.
I'm sorry. I was listening.
No, I understand.
He's very loud.
Incredibly.
But how are you?
And then you and the planet have a conversation. As we continue this adventure next time in Septemportville. So, you all get 5,000 experience points for doing some very important things, delivering some very important messages, taking on some very important messages, taking on a very important messenger, and getting two gods to pay attention.
How much was that again?
5,000 total.
Okay. Getting close.
Super close. You know, relatively speaking.
Perilously close, and yet too late. I don't know.